Good evening, everyone. We are at the venue of the 2014 Winter Olympics, and it is also the venue of ALR's Russian Grand Prix. Of course, I think where are we? Are we just off the Black Sea? I believe we are, aren't we? Or something along those lines. My geography is absolutely woeful, but what I do know is that Russia's quite a big country, isn't it? There, and of course, even though it's, I think it was Danny Fiat's home Grand Prix, wasn't it? There, but goodness me, I think that he was so far away from a home Grand Prix. I'm sure that one of the other races, what I can't know, my geography's pulling, but I know that it was basically a long way away from his home, so it wasn't really a home Grand Prix at all, was it? Right then, let's get into the nitty gritty, shall we? Of course, we're on the ball here tonight. Goodness gracious me, then. Of course, we're straight in there straight away. Then, of course, let's get with it, shall we? And let's take a look at the drivers and the constructors' standings. Then, of course, well, actually, before we do anything, get to that, of course, a bit of news, shall we? Then, of course, after the issues that we had in COBALT on Wednesday night, I believe it was Wednesday night, wasn't it? The race will be rerun this week then in Italy. So the COBALTers will stay behind in Monza for an extra week, and they'll be rerunning round 12 of their World Championship this week. We do have a week off, don't we, next week, I believe. I believe we do. Yes, we do have a week off next week, don't we? So that means that the COBALTers will then go to Russia for round 13 as well. So they will then catch up. Then, of course, the reason why we got a week off next week, as I say, it is the United States Grand Prix, the first time they're going back to USA in Formula One since 2019. So good stuff indeed. Then is it? So absolutely cracking stuff. Then right then, yes, we are here for the Russian Grand Prix. Of course, the track made its debut on the Formula One calendar back in 2014, didn't it there? And of course, not much happened in there. The only thing that really happened was Rosberg locked up his both front tyres there and had to go in the pits and do 51 laps on those set of hard tyres there back in 2014. And so not really much to write home about. However, in ALR trims, and this is the 5th Grand Prix in ALR. Of course, we didn't do a Russian Grand Prix in the first season. We've had some various winners over the seasons around here. It's been great stuff indeed, hasn't it? We've had 5 different winners then in the first 5 races here. No, the 4 different races here, and 4 different Grand Prix winners in the first 4 races around here. Then, so who's going to be a new double winner? Then? Of course, German won according to our social media expert. That German did cross the line first last year, didn't he? But unfortunately, last season I should say. But unfortunately, unfortunately for him, he didn't win the Grand Prix, did he? Because he had a time penalty then. This is qualifying one then. Of course, we got 3 qualifying sessions on this beautiful circuit, and qualifying 1, 2, and 3. So Liam trying to take a sneaky bit of slipstream now from the car just coming out of the pit set. So good stuff indeed. That lap record around here, if anyone's interested in the race trim, was actually set by Milan of last season of a 1:36, 3:28 there. Now we're going to get close to that tonight. Lovely helmet design as well from Liam. Yeah, going a bit wide there. I thought he was going to invalidate his time. All-time lap record is set by Total Peas as he got pole position here last season. I have a feeling a lot of the lap records from last season might be sticking around there for. Remember that these cars have got 10% less downforce, haven't they? So not the cars that are going to be slightly slower than what they were in season 5. So whilst as Pillars has gone faster, how did I miss Pillars there? Goodness gracious me, that's shameful behaviour, isn't it? Pillars returning back to action, and of course he hasn't raced since he won the Belgian Grand Prix. Pillars hasn't. So so last time we seen Pillars, he was aloft on top of the podium, wasn't he? So he'll be liking to do that again here tonight. Tonight then as well. Yellow flag in 3. That's usually a bit of a traffic jam between 15, 16, 17, and 18. There, they all start to back off, don't they? To get a bit of space. And of course, you do not want to start behind. Well, you would like the slipstream there from turn 1, or from the start finish straight all the way down into turn 2, of course, but you do not want you do not want to be behind that car, behind any car. behind any car when when you're like in the mid-section there. As we've got yellow flags there, as one of the Aston Martins looks like it's crawl to a halt then. Milan there has gone fastest right. Goodness me, these times are pretty spread out. 2/10 of a second. Milan is in front of Pillard, and Liam Yeh into the 32s at the moment as well in the Mercedes, as Milan then is currently the benchmark here tonight. Good stuff indeed then. Right then, as we're just now going down into turn one, is anyone going to set a time? Not at the moment then. I've got really itchy foot for some reason, and usually that's usually a good sign though, isn't it, when you have an itchy foot? I hope so anyway. But as we've got Murphy now sporting the beautiful Honda Tribute livery here. Of course, there's Honda got their Grand Prix win back in 1962. Then Murphy is out on track at the moment. They're just setting a time on the board of a 31.6 there for the Red Bull driver. Lovely stuff indeed there. According to my sources, aka Alex Knowlesy, we are expecting the Red Bull livery to remain in place for the month or two then. So until the next update comes out, which will be the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, which we hope anyway. So we're almost got a complete game. We're only a couple of days away from November, so good stuff indeed there. I like the good old days where you bought an F1 game, and that was the F1 game really. You didn't have to buy the F1 game, which had some of the content missing, but there you go. That's just me being a grumpy old beggar there, isn't it? Sloth goes third fastest then in the AlphaTauri. Good stuff indeed there for Sloth on a 31.3. Carboy is gone the slowest of the time runner so far, but he's on the medium tyres. Carboy is then, so that is that's a little dive into what he's thinking about his strategy calls going on later on tonight then. So German has gone at third fastest then. Troy in at seventh fastest in the second Ferrari. Good stuff indeed. Whilst his team leader Emerson there had a bit of difficult Italian Grand Prix, didn't he? Milan is very happy with his time there. He's set one time lap and he's coming to the pits, and he's going to put his feet up now, isn't he? Troy also on the medium tyres as well. Interesting stuff here. So I'm wondering then if they're not really keen on using those medium tyres then for the Grand Prix itself. Tango out of the final turn in the Haas car. He goes full fast as Tango does then. What about Emerson? Emerson goes second fastest then, 0.08 of a second away from the benchmark of Milan at the moment. There, of course, he ain't gonna be too concerned about that, because this is all this first qualifying session is just to clear the bar. For qualifying one then. So whilst Nigel's down the back straight, let me go for the drives and the constructors, shall we? Because I've been trying to do that for the past 20 minutes or so. As Nigel there getting a lovely century as well. Nigel was so unfortunate. Well, I was trying to go for the drives and constructors, but I'm still talking anyway. But on board Nigel then, the first ever world champion of ALR. He very unlucky in Italy then, but I felt that Nigel that was his best race in my opinion in gold since returning back to gold this season. He was absolutely on fine, Vettel, wasn't he? In Italy, it was such a shame that he had a couple of pounds then that really relegated him out of the points there, but it was a McLaren 1-2 at one point in that race, and Nigel goes 7th fast then in front of Murphy and Mr. Lee and Troy, so very good time indeed there for Mr. Lee then. Links there, who I think is this his second Grand Prix tonight. Then I'm going to have a look at my old stat book in a minute, I would hazard a guess then. Jonathan coming down the back straight. We have two DRS zones around here on this back straight here then, in between at 12 and 13, which is not really a back straight at all, is it? This track does have a lot of similarities to Valencia back in when Spain had a second race, and the European Grand Prix was between 2008 and 2012, and the best of those races was actually 2012, which is the last season we had there, when Fernando Alonso didn't qualify 12th or something, and he won that Grand Prix. Of course, Vettel had an alternator failure, didn't he? And we had a lot of alternator failures for the Renault team, for the Renault powered cars back then. Jonathan goes 5th fast. That's a very competitive lap time there for the British Italian driver, who had a bit of a disappointing home event last week. I hope he doesn't mind me saying so, but he is going to be back in the saddle tonight, isn't he, in the Aston Martin? Good stuff indeed. And his teammates will not be getting a time in this qualifying session. He is out of qualifying, unfortunately. So he'll be starting potentially 19th, but I have a feeling that it will be 20th. If Danger Times gets his time on the board, then the Grand Prix winner in Bahrain, and it feels like a long time ago now for Danger Times. He is languishing 10th for the World Championship. So Danger Times then, the season promised quite a bit at the beginning, but unfortunately it hasn't been too fruitful as of late, has it? Which is a big shame indeed. Then Cardboy, who is coming into turn 8 as well. Look at those brake disc low then accelerating out the final turn. Cardboy goes at 12th fastest. Dynamo Dan then in the middle part of the circuit, and Lynx is invalidated. It's time for a second lap in a row there. That's not good at all, is it? So lovely. Make the most of this Red Bull livery because it's only going to be out for a month or two. So that's only going to be two free races. I think it's only 2 races for ALR, isn't it? In gold, silver, bronze, and I think we might have 3 in cobalt there. So good somebody then. I do like the Red Bull livery. It's very nice indeed, isn't it? Anyway, let's go for the drivers and constructors and what's done with Dan completes his lap. It is Emerson leads the championship by as slender as the margins of 2 points set. This is the closest championship we've had in quite a long time, haven't we? Of course, Emerson was quite conquering, wasn't he, on 2020? Albeit he was 100 points away from the championship lead in the opening stage of season 4. But however, I think that when he took the lead in season 4, he didn't really look back, did he? And Dynamo Dan goes at 16 fastest, so it's the time runners so far. So Dynamo Dan then, who let's see how much more time he's got on the board. Then his Lynx there is coming into the pits there, taking a very abrupt line coming into the pits there. Lynx is then into the pits, also the Aston Martin of Jonathan Cox then. Murphy has been pounding around then, and he has now done 5 laps on those soft tires, and he has now elevated himself into 5th position. Good somebody then. We're just going to keep an eye on what Scott can do. Car 27, Scott is then, of course, the famous car 27 as well for Scott. Then he's got a bit of connection gremlins going on there, but we'll leave it to pass for now, shall we? We've got we're talking to Scott. He's third in the World Championship, 28 points away from German, and 28 points away from German then, and 23 points away from German by the looks of this. I don't think that's right, actually. I think I've done my sums completely wrong, but whatever the case may be, I think he's actually about 58 points away from Emerson in the World Championship. Yellow flags in 3. That's what we're expecting. So Scott in 3rd position, Tango in 4th at the moment there, Murphy dropping down to 5th position, Milan in 6th, Cardboy is 7th, Pillars is in 8th position now. Oh my goodness me! And of course, unfortunately, Pillars has missed the last 2 races, and that's why he's dropped down. He did win the Belgian Grand Prix, didn't he? Pillars did. That was the 2nd Grand Prix win of his career. Total Peter, 9th position, and Danger Times in 10th. In the bottom 3, we have Troye, who is on 9 points, Cowie on 9 points, William only on 1 point now, and that 1 point was from the fastest lap a couple of races ago there. I would say that also in danger is Dynamo Dan. He's only a point in front of those bottom 3 there. Charlie Scott goes across the line then, as he was all over the show on that lap, wasn't he? I don't think that was his time hasn't actually registered yet there for Scott, so we'll leave him to it now, because I think he's on a couple of gremlins going on there. Lynx has come into the pits and retired from the session, unfortunately, so that's not good at all. We got Mr. Elite there going into 14th position now. Here's Troy, who is currently, not only is he in the relegation zone of the Gold World Championship, he's also very close to the drop zone here in the qualifying session as well for car 70. So that is not looking too fruitful at all, unfortunately, there for Troy. And let's go to the constructors, shall we? And in the constructors, the McLaren leads down. They've got quite a handsome lead, haven't they? In the constructors, to Ferrari in 2nd position. They have 26 points now. Well, I say it's a handsome lead. It's not by any stretch of imagination in the point scoring system these days in Formula 1. 3rd position is the Alfa Romeo team. 4th position is the Haas team. Williams are up in the 5th position. 6th is the Mercedes. Red Bull are 7th and 6 points in front of their sister team Alfa Tauri. Aston Martin in 9th position and Alpine in 10th. Unfortunately, 2 new teams are languishing at the bottom of the constructors at the moment, which is a big shame for those 2 teams, but which is quite surprising to me because they got a very solid lineup indeed. Troy has improved his time quite dramatically there, and he's gone up to 11th fastest overall. He'll be very happy with that. Then Mr. Lee's invalidated his time. Donovan Dunn is in the pits. We're just watching William, who's in the drop zone as well in the Williams car as well. I think there's a start there. I think Williams only ever scored I think he's only ever finished in the top 10 only 3 times in his career in ALR Gold. Goodness me, I'm absolutely surprised by that stat. So that's a bit of a shame indeed, isn't it? Yeah, going back to the constructors, then of course the high flyers in the constructors at the moment is actually the Alfa Romeo and the Haas teams. Are really flying up the order. Good stuff indeed. Then I was just checking to see if this is linked to his first Grand Prix, and indeed it is in gold. Then so happy first Grand Prix there to Lynx. Then welcome to ALR, and of course then welcome to Russia as well. Let's go to the comments. minutes. 3 minutes ago in this qualifying session. I'm a bit behind, really. As I got to say, I think that we went into the session just as I was about to start the countdown for the stream. I was like, good gosh, I think I'm going to have to skip that. William there comes across the line, and let's see if he doesn't skip any of these final corners. He doesn't indeed. He goes 14 fastest, which pushes Liam on the cusp. But the Cardboy down in 16th position moment. But bearing in mind, take that with a pinch of salt, because Cardboy did do his times on the medium compound tires, of course. And we are expecting the medium compound tires to delta probably about half a second, something like that. That's a finger in the air kind of guess. Sloth is in the wall, and Sloth is out of qualifying. Unfortunately, we're on board with the McLaren Mercedes car. In front of us is German, but Sloth has gone off and he's accelerated away, and look at that, he has crashed into the barrier. Sloth has said he was comfortably through, I think, so he is going to be kicking himself there, because I think Sloth was in 9th position at the time of his accident, unfortunately, and that's put him out. That was just such a shame then. Quickly going for the comments then whilst whilst I quickly sort myself out. Good evening, Jonathan. Evening, Sean. Good evening, Jonathan. Gordo. Hello. Evening to Sloth as well. But I don't think I think the Sloth unfortunately has also said good night as well, as he is out of qualified, unfortunately. But don't worry, Sloth fans, as Cartboy is exploring the out parts of the circuit. There, good stuff. Of course, Cartboy are very much an adventurer, isn't he? By the sounds of it, his teammate there, who was unfortunately out of qualifying, he crashed just there. He hasn't done the same thing. So unfortunately, Sloth fans, he is out of the qualifying, but don't worry about that, because he'll be back in action for the race. Then Gordo saying this track is just terrible, quite simply horrible. I really don't like this track either, to be honest. And this Cartboy, who is finding a bit of a shortcut there. Nigel then, he's just starting his lap as well at the end of the back straight. Yeah, I must say it's not my favorite track in the world, and I really I got to say, up until this season, I don't think the Russian Grand Prix is probably one of the Grand Prix that I really don't look forward to much. But I got to say, it was quite action-packed, was on the weekend there, where Lando Norris was cruelly robbed then with just a couple of laps to go to win his first ever Grand Prix, and Hamilton took his 100th Grand Prix there, didn't he? That was such cruel luck indeed there, wasn't it, for Lando Norris? But he's a very talented young man, isn't he, there, Lando Norris is, and of course he will have I think he'll have more opportunities then. So Nigel currently on the lap at the moment. Then we've got Donovan Dan, who's emerged back out of the pits on new soft tyres then. Cartboy is just going to probably start a new lap as well. And Mr. Lee also out on new soft tyres as well. Those are the drivers that are facing expulsion from qualifying here. Along with Liam as well. He's also got a new set of boots on as well. Just on board then with Nigel coming into 15 and 16 as well. Tango, hello show, got a special element tonight in honour of Lord Mazda spin then with the Russian colours on my helmet. Good stuff indeed. Of course, that Tango with potentially this probably a very controversial point then. And Nigel goes across the line, and then looking at lovely stuff indeed there for Tango's special livery, special helmet design and here for the Russian Grand Prix. Of course, you could potentially say that this Haas car is a bit feeling a bit of Russian there as well. Unfortunately, in real life, the Haas Grand Prix, the Haas team is not really Russian anywhere, is it? Really, it's a bit of a slow car this season. However, I did read not too long ago, when I say not too long ago, probably about as Cartboy is slowing down here. Cartboy is in major trouble here. He hasn't got long to go. He's missed the flag on my screen, but I might have desunk. So out of the front turn as well. No, Scott's time was good enough for 4th position, by the way. The time there where we've seen him jumping here, down, everywhere. As Cartboy is going for a lap now, but he's he's in a bit of peril here, as is Dynamo Dan. We've lost Gamer and Links. That is the back row of the field. Dynamo Dan finishes 18th in qualifying there, and he is out of qualifying as well. Dynamo Dan is, he'll be starting 18th on the grid in the Red Bull, unfortunately. And now we just got what about Liam? Liam, who's in the middle part of the circuit as well. We're on board with Liam. Charlie Scott has gone fast and saying good stuff indeed there. And once again, they're just underlining how good the Alfa Romeo team is doing at the moment. And they do have an outside chance to win the constructors still, because we're on round 13 tonight. We're out of a 20-round season. This one is, and so it's one of the more shorter seasons in the ALR, isn't it? Of course, the shortest season of the ALR was, I think, 18 rounds, wasn't it, back in season 1 then. A lovely over-the-shoulder shot here there from Liam, as well. Of course, Liam, who would like to be a bit further up there. It's a shame shame there for Liam Mix. He had a good, I think he looked very good in Italy, and Zandvoort as well, but he just, he didn't get a good rub of the green there, did he? Let's see if he gets a good rub of the green then as he comes out of turn 17 and 18 then. Last corner there. The final turn then, you can really chuck it in there, you cannot chuck it in too much. So Liam, that's a brilliant time there for the Mercedes driver, propelling himself. Oh, Mr. Lee is out of qualifying, unfortunately. So that is confirmed that Mr. Lee is out of qualifying. I think we've just now watching Cartboy just coming out of the final competition as well. So Mr. Lee, unfortunately, out of qualifying now. So we found 4 of our 5 drivers out. What about who's going to 5th? And Cartboy is the 5th. Goodness me, that is a shock, isn't it, to the system? Now, Cartboy, who's usually very much almost guaranteed to be in the midfield or the top 10 at qualifying. Well, tonight he's at the language in the bottom reach of the qualifying here, and goodness me. And we have lost 6 drivers in that qualifying session now. Gamer, Lynx, Dynamo Dan, Mr. Elite, Cartboy down in 16th position. That's a surprise. And also we have lost Sloth as well. So both AlphaTauris out of qualifying, and they didn't even get past the first hurdle tonight then for the AlphaTauri team, and they're going to be very disappointed with that one, and unfortunately, so that's a shame indeed. Then Ayrton saying, "Hello, Sean, loving your TikTok. TikTok's a big fan indeed." Then, yes, as I yeah, I just seem to go through phases of TikTok and Snapchat there every now and again, especially on a Saturday night for some reason. Right, so Scott is at fast as ever by 2 tenths per second. That's quite a mammoth gap really in gold, isn't it? That is quite a statement of intent now from Scott. Milan and Emerson only did 1 time run. I think Pillars only did 1 time run as well at the German. So we'll see how this one goes, I think. Now, so just confirming who's out of qualifying in terms of a table status here. It is Gamer out of qualifying, Lynx out of qualifying, Dynamo Dan, Mr. Elite, Cartboy and Sloth all out of qualifying, unfortunately. So that is the back 3 rows of the grid then. And I think that I was surprised to see both AlphaTauris out at this instant as well. So they're going to be quite disappointed with that one, I would hazard a guess then, as we roll on into qualifying 2 then for the Russian Grand Prix. Gunnar saying good luck everyone as well. Good stuff indeed there for Gunnar. We've also got Diashi saying ALR with a love heart. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed then. And they're just rolling down the comments. Well, sorry guys, I've absolutely completely neglected you. Oh my goodness gracious me. As Dylan saying, Linux is doing his second to last challenge. And good stuff indeed. There we've also got ALR Goku also entering the fray as well. Great, great stuff indeed. Then we've got Serious Mushroom and also Scooby Stew. Just having an old chin wag in there. Great stuff. Camera Racer, Evening Short. Hello, Serious. Hello, all. Good luck to gold as well. Beautiful stuff indeed. Then as Scooby Shoe said, evening, mushy, lovely stuff indeed then. Right then, so we now go, oh goodness me, as Milan does a little bunny hop there, goodness me, I think he's found his BMX as he jumps out of the Haas pit lane then. Of course, well, this is not Haas's home Grand Prix, but you would be mistaken to think it maybe. As Milan comes out of the pit lane, he's got a default helmet there, Milan has, so very disappointed in of course, and the latest, newest Grand Prix winner, of course, Milan on his 45th Grand Prix start, took his first Grand Prix win in his homeland of the Dutch Grand Prix, and well, he should have won the Dutch Grand Prix 5 times over really, or every Dutch Grand Prix you've had in ALR Gold. Milan has been head and shoulders above everyone else on the grid there, but he's just been so unlucky, hasn't he? But my goodness me, he finally got it. He got his Grand Prix win there, absolutely deserved indeed. And it's a good stuff indeed there from Milan. It was a very much a landmark moment for us then in ALR, because I think that I must admit I was a bit biased, I think, because I did feel very sorry for Milan actually back when he's been robbed of those Grand Prix wins. Then we've had a couple of new winners this season. We've also had Danger Times as well getting his first ever Grand Prix win, which is a very good stuff indeed then. So we've had 2 new Grand Prix winners this season. Magical stuff indeed there from magical stuff indeed there for all those drivers there. At the moment, in terms of the winning tallies, we do have German, who's got the most Grand Prix wins so far with 4, which seems very low this season. That's just how competitive this season is then. Of course, the most podiums so far this season as well is actually Emerson and German with 6 apiece then. Scott is on 5 podiums as well. As I think that Scott, if he wants to, of course, we've got 7 rounds to go tonight after tonight, aren't we? Or tonight? Now, I suppose. There's Pillars that comes over the grid as well. I think if Pillars didn't miss those last 2 Grand Prix, I would have said that Pillars would have been very much in the run as well. As as we're now going down into turn 2 and 3. Of course, it's the longest drag, isn't it, from pole position down into the first braking point. Then, of course, turn 1 is a kink, really, and I'm not going to be concerned about that kink of turn 1. It is the braking point into turn 2, and maybe, possibly, I would hazard a guess then that some drivers may not want to be on pole position tonight then because of the slipstream, similar to Spa, where it's not the run out of last source that's the problem. It is the it's not the run into last source that's the problem. It's the run out of last source which is the problem, isn't it? There, whereas the drag up to the Kemmel Straight then, going through Eau Rouge and Radion then, and going up into Lake Com. Of course, there's no corner names around here as far as I'm aware, so it's all corner numbers then here in Russia, isn't it? But I think that and we're going to St. Petersburg. I heard a whisper on the grapevine that we might be going to St. Petersburg then, moving away from Sochi in 2023, I think. Goodness gracious me, then that'll be quite cool, wouldn't it? Because Sochi is it does look like a lovely place then, but it's quite secluded, from what I hear then, isn't it? So it's compared to the other parts of Russia. But as we've already heard then, my geography is absolutely appalling. Young Sir Tommy there, Sir Young Tommy there, just entering the chat as well. You know, of course, Young Tommy, the championship leader in silver then, and potentially we could be seeing him in gold next season after his incredible performance as well. Emerson there, who just cruising across the line, and Sir Tommy just asked where Sloth went. Unfortunately, Sloth is gone into the barrier out of turn 7 and 8, I think it was, and Tanya goes fast and on the medium tires, and here's Troy on the medium tires as well, goes across the line. Troy has put in a very decent time there of second fastest and 3 tenths second away from target. Unfortunately, Troy's point scoring streak pointless scoring streak continues because he hasn't scored since the Spanish Grand Prix back in round 2. As he takes the Fernando Alonso line now, Troy does. So Troy there is going to can he get himself back on the score sheet? Surely, I know that Troy can do it there. He's just had a very he just had a bit of a bad day. Jonathan on the medium tires, and the British Italian driver is looking very strong here tonight in car 25. The British Racing Green there for the British Italian driver in car 25, and the Aston Martin. Of course, unfortunately, Aston Martin and Alpine both new teams are languishing in the bottom of the constructors in gold then, which is a big shame there, isn't it? So it's not been a very fruitful start to their careers in ALR for the Alpine or the Aston Martin teams, but things can only get better, I'm sure of it. Down the back straight again then, as I said, it's anything but a straight then, of course. But he now comes into turn 12. I think it's 13 and 14, isn't it? There was it 12 and 13. I think it is 13 and 14, isn't it? Before we go into 15, 16. Lovely helmet design here as well from Jonathan there. Helmet designs on this game have been... Oh gosh, and Jonathan is in the wall. He is out of the qualifying there. He just got on the power, spun up the rear wheels and into the wall there. And Jonathan there, and goodness me, I was saying that he was looking quite strong here tonight, but unfortunately Aston Martin is not as strong as that wall. He is out of qualifying there, Jonathan is there, and he'll be starting, he won't be starting anywhere in the top 10, unfortunately then, so that's a shame. Murphy there coming across the line, and we've got Cowie starting a lap as well. Just watching Cowie. We're going to stick with Murphy. Let's go on board then with the Red Bull driver. Of course, that's sporting the beautiful Honda inspired livery there. Of course, again, a twitch of oversteer there as the car is a little unsettled there. Before going through the signature corner of turn 3 then. Sarah's trying to say, don't mention name Sean the Jeepers. I think I shouldn't, should I? I think that I think I'm off Jonathan's Christmas card list then for the foreseeable future, which is a big shame. Of course, I can't believe I'm like saying Christmas card list. I look at the month, it's almost it's October, almost going into November. My golly gosh, that is the time is just absolutely disappearing, isn't it, this season? Ever since starting to do this commentary Malart, and time just flies by now, doesn't it? Goodness gracious me. Of course, so next week, remember, ALR does have a week off for gold, silver and bronze, but remember, COBALT, with the issues that we had on Wednesday, with unfortunately all kinds of shenanigans at COBALT, will be rerunning, so the COBALTers are still in Monza this week, so they'll be rerunning the race then. Which I think will be good news for some people. I think that, for example, Sir Dave, who I was on a bit of a chin wag with him a couple of days ago. He was a very unhappy chappy when the race just went when the race was called off there, because he had a brilliant qualifying performance to finish in 7th. Dan Murphy goes into the 32s. I don't think that's his best effort so far. So yeah, Sir Dave are very unhappy about that, as he would probably like the qualifying results to remain then. But that is so that might be a bit of a shame there. But yeah, as we're just now on board in Milan, then of course Milan is the qualifying specialist, isn't he, in LR? I say that, but he's got 3 pole positions along with I think it's that Pillars for 3 pole positions. It is indeed that Pillars, and Milan got the most pole position, the joint most pole position so far this season. Good hustle indeed there for all those drivers, for both those drivers to say as well. John for saying no Christmas cards to Russia this year. Silly wall there. Milan for pole position now. Links is saying then. So Milan there hoping as Cowie has left the session there. That's not very good. Milan there hoping to get his 4th pole position of the season then, and I think that would take his career total if he gets it tonight. And he's got into the 39s then. Sorry, the 30.9s I should say. I need a bit of a breather before I read out my tents there. Of course, if Milan gets pole position tonight, then that'll be his 12th pole position of his career, and that will get him within 2 pole positions behind Jonathan. So, of course, Jonathan is the 2nd highest pole sitter so far in the World Championship, 8 behind the current record holder, which is Emerson, on 22 pole positions. But he's only had 1 this season, hasn't he, Emerson? I have said in the past, and there's a chink in Emerson's armour, which is possibly his 1-lap speed then. However, last season in Formula 1 2020, he was enjoying it, wasn't he? I remember that there has been a oh, here we go. I'm trying to be cool now and trying to pretend like I know what I'm talking about. But there has been a patch, hasn't there, which is has it changed the handling of the cars somewhat? I must admit I haven't noticed, to be honest, but I've been dipping my toe into my career mode lately, and I've been playing a bit of F2. So I haven't drove in an F1 car since the patch update. To be fair, I think I did 1 lap on San Marino, and that was it. Even though it's not San Marino, it's all is it. But there we go. So as Leo going into turn 18 as well, then for the Mercedes driver out of the final turn. He goes 3rd fastest then on the 31.6 there. Lovely stuff indeed there for Liam. Just watching Scott there just emerging there from behind the wall. On board Nigel then, of course, in the Papaya McLaren then. So he is now just coming into that very horrible off-camber turn at 15 there. It's an error generator, that corner is, isn't it? It's very frustrating, that turn 15 is. And now it's a bit of an American style street circuit there. 90 degree left, 90 degree right. We finish off the lap, and Nigel goes 5th fastest. Good stuff indeed there. What about the double world champion Emerson there? Goes across the line there, and he has got within 0.2 of a second there of Milan, but Milan has been knocked off the perch and down into 2nd position because Scott has gone faster still, and he is loving that car at the moment. Scott he's very much in fine form now. On board Pillars, and he is now into the big breaking point of 13 and 14. We got Serge Rose saying 30 on mediums, definitely struggling now. Yes, indeed, then, because I'm quite surprised about how slow these times are actually for tonight. I say I was quite surprised how much they're struggling then, but having said that, then of course last season's pole position time was a 29.5, wasn't it? And I did say that they have lost 10% of downforce this season. So Pillars goes across the line, and he does a 30.9 now. Only 3 drivers are in the 30s at the moment. Dangerous times then going into turn 2 and 3. Then that's great entry and exit there out of turn 2. Lovely stuff indeed there. I think what do they call it? Turn 2A. Turn 2A, wasn't it really? Anthony Davidson called it in the practice session earlier on this season. Of course, it's very much in class as once to turn on the track map. But there are sometimes corners which aren't meant to be corners, like Austria turn 2, for example. That really gets my blood boiling there. But there we go. I think it's really called turn 2 because of the MotoGP zone. It is actually a turn there for the motorcycles, isn't it? And of course then I think that second part of the turn probably should be actually turn 3 in Russia, and the signature turn 3 should probably be turn 4, but but I'm not going to get upset about that because well, I will get upset about it, but that's because I'm a bit of a nerd. Danger Times there down the back straight. Williams has not come out on the track yet in the second Williams car. Both Williamses are 13 and 14 with the moment. Scott is happy with that then. It's kind of like a bit of a mic drop there from Scott there. Getting fast there, but I say a mic drop by less than a tenth of a second there. It's about 200ths of a second. It's very close indeed then between the top 2 drivers there. And you can't discount out Pillars either in 3rd position there. Good stuff indeed there. A lot of drivers are now starting to think about going on soft tires then. So we'll see how this one plays out. Danger Times goes fastest on the soft tires. Good time indeed there for Danger Times. That should be safely through, I would hazard a guess then. And it is just a guess indeed then. Murphy starting his lap then as he is coming through the signature turn 3 then. And going through the turn 3 as well. So not too difficult in the drive. Well, it's not too difficult in the drive at all. It's what I like about turn 3 is you can have all kinds of different roles and different racing lines, can't you, going through turn 3 there. So it's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? But in the wet there, if you run too wide then and turn the steering wheel too sharply, you will end up in the wall quite heavily. I think Grosjean had a big smash there in 2015 there, of course, when he was driving the Lotus car before they returned back to their Renault, before they turned back to the Renault colours, didn't they, for 2016. But yeah, Grosjean did have a huge smash there. It wasn't raining, I don't think, that season, was it? But I think he got on the marbles, didn't he? And the car just lost control there over those little Bulgarians there, aren't they? The kind of thing the marbles are. And unfortunately, Grosjean was in the barrier quite heavily as well. It's quite a huge smash there from Romain Grosjean, but not as caused that big horrific smash that he had in Bahrain 2020. Quite frightening incident indeed, there wasn't it there for Grosjean. But of course, I think it's given a new leash of life as he's enjoyed himself in IndyCar. And I think he's now signed up with the Andretti team as well. And talking of Andretti, well, I'm going to talk about Andretti mix. I need to talk about Murphy first. He's a second quicker, but Murphy is still not in qualifying 3 yet, so he's going to have to find a bit more time on the board there. Tango has retired from the session then. So at the moment we've got a couple of outlappers. We got Nigel on an outlap, we got Liam on an outlap as well. German's on an outlap on the medium tyres. Emerson has gone on to soft tyres here. I wonder if Emerson's hand has been forced here slightly, because he's a little behind the 8 ball, isn't he, maybe in terms of pace perhaps for the double world champion. But yeah, talking of Andretti, of course, Grosjean has been seems to be signing with the Andretti Motorsport team, and also Andretti are trying to purchase quite a huge stake in the Sauber Engineering, which is basically the Alfa Romeo Formula 1 team, isn't it? And I quite like that, but I would prefer Andretti get their own team kind of thing, so we can have 22 cars on the grid myself, because I think 20 cars is not enough for me, is it? Here comes German out of the final turn, and he's about to start trading DRS and the drag reduction system wide open end for the McLaren team. Look at that, as the heat haze is just rising up from off the tarmac now. It's quite hot around here in Sochi, isn't it? Of course, the summer is it the tourist capital of Russia? I don't know, to be honest. But there we go. We got lovely shot here from German there. Of course, 2 points off the Championship League. German is there, and he is really putting Emerson under a lot of pressure as well. Milan has gone fast as on medium tires again there. Milan is flying out there at the moment, isn't he? Fantastic performance there from Milan. Gamer saying evening then, as Sirius Rich says, I bet Guna crashed there too in turn 3. I don't think Gunner's crashed there, actually, as far as I remember. Murphy's out of qualifying. I think that's going to be our top 10 done and dusted then. So we've ended this qualifying session on a bit of a damp squid here. William is out of qualifying in 14th. Jonathan out of qualifying in 13th. Cowie in 12th position there. He dropped out of the session, unfortunately, Cowie did. And I didn't really give him an unfair disadvantage there, which is a shame. And Murphy out of qualifying as well. Down 11th position there for Murphy. As possibly, I think Murphy just struggling on pace at the moment as well. There's a lot of drivers out there struggling on pace there. One driver that isn't struggling on pace, or 2 drivers actually, is Milan and Scott at the moment, and Pillars as well. Very impressive times indeed there. I was wondering if anyone's going to back out of these times then, but maybe German wants to start the race on these set of tyres then, perhaps then, because they're a little more in the groove. And he goes third faster. Emerson is carrying on with his time, so he's not into none of the top 10 are in danger anymore. They're all through, but Emerson goes fast, 900 a second away from Milan, albeit they're on different tyres, different compounds of tyres there. So the delta, I don't think it is that small, really, is it there? But Emerson goes fast, and it ends qualifying to the fastest driver then. And Ferrari team are looking strong in the first and second position. Good somebody there. We got Liam Yeh also through in the qualifying for it as well. So Liam Yeh's early struggles in the qualifying session is very much evaporated, haven't they? So Liam Yeh looking very much on song in this stage of proceedings. Nigel out of the final turn as well, taking a lot of curb there, and he goes 9th fast in the end. Good stuff indeed. Liam Yeh just coming into the pit, so he's going to be happy with that. Liam Yeh in 10th position there. Good stuff indeed there for Liam Yeh. He is through into the pole position shootout for the Russian Grand Prix. Lovely stuff indeed then, as the Mercedes gets the old dolly wheels out there, so they could roll him back into the garage. And of course, his teammate Linux there, we only seen Linux out there for 1 or 2 laps, then, didn't we, before he retired from qualifying, unfortunately, for Linux. Making his ALR debut tonight, Linux is. So good stuff indeed there. I hope he has a good race there. Of course, I hope all the other 19 drivers do as well, because I cannot be biased and all that kind of stuff. Emerson there, who a lovely helmet design there for Emerson, actually. Goodness me, that's a great helmet design indeed there. Great stuff. I need a better view, I think, of Emerson's helmet. Oh, lovely. I'm trying to. That feels like Thierry Bootson's helmet design, it feels like, doesn't it? For, of course, he was the Belgian driver who drove for the Williams car back in the it was the late 80s, wasn't it? I think it was 88, wasn't it, where Williams had that very unusual airbox as well. Williams also lost the Honda power, didn't they? I think that they can't remember what engine it was with now then, but goodness gracious me then. Right then, so now then, let's just take a look then to see who is out of qualifying. Unfortunately, Emerson is fast then, but by 900 of a second then. Only 2 drivers on the soft tires, 3 drivers on the soft tires. Both Ferrari drivers then looking fairly happy with their decision, because they're both on the soft tires. Everyone else is on the medium tires, apart from Danger Times, they're also going soft as well. 7 drivers then we know in the top 10 will be starting on the medium tires. Right out of qualifying is William, Jonathan Cox, Cowie, and Murphy, all out of qualifying, unfortunately, but Murphy and Cowie and Co will be able to start on whatever tires they want then. So anyone who is not in part of this qualifying session, unfortunately, will not get a tire choice. That is a disadvantage. I know there was a rumbling going on that rule might be dropped for 2022. I'm not too sure about that, really, but there we go. Tyre wear is good here, so I don't think it matters too much there, Serious Russian was saying. So there's me reading into the tyre strategy and stuff like that. And of course, the experts, which is you guys in the comments there, is telling me it doesn't matter. I was trying to sound very clever there, and I'm not at all, am I? We got Liam here saying, I own a win here in ALR2. Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, of course, Liam. I think that this is the final race in silver, remember, where Haas basically had a monopoly of Grand Prix wins, didn't they? I think they won 7 in a row, the Haas team did, didn't they, with the German and Liam, yeah. And I think that was Liam, yes, last ever Grand Prix win in ALR, if I'm not very much mistaken. And of course, that was in the silver category. He's never won in gold yet, has he? There, but I know that Liam will surely get a Grand Prix win in gold in the not too distant future. His best ever result in ALR gold was 2nd position. He's had 2 podiums to his name as well, and in 32 starts, Liam has only had 5 DNFs there, so it's very impressive stuff indeed. Those are very incredible numbers there. Camera saying, yes, sir. Yes, serious. Gunnar had this mega crash there last season, did he? Oh my God, I can't remember that. So I apologise to you profusely, Gunnar. I can't remember you. I remember one of the biggest crashes I remember from Gunnar is in Austria, where he went. It was very unusual because there's such a speed difference. Now I'm not sure if it was in qualifying or or if it's a virtual safety car, but it was a huge smash there. And yes, Gunnar did have a huge smash around here with FIFA Beefy, didn't he? At this part the circuit here, and yes, it was a humongous smash, wasn't it? Goodness me, as they both took off at this part of the circuit here. Quite a frightening instant there for Gunnar. My golly gosh, that as you so much said, I thought he did. Yes, indeed. Yes, thank you for reminding me. He did have a huge smash there. Both FIFA and Gunnar did. And I've got to say, both drivers are quite calm about it afterwards, really. That was quite a violent old shut there. And I was expecting a bit of a war of words there, but I just remember it being very chilled after the race there. Of course, so we're just watching Pillars out of the final turn, and away he goes. And so he's on a lap now. Pillars is, I almost swallowed my tongue there. As a flying through turn 1, which is not really much of a turn, is there? But because Pillars is more concerned about going up into turn 2 there, as he wanders to the outside of the track there, as he wants to reduce the slip angle of turn 2, doesn't he? He wants to, so he doesn't want to scrub any more speed off as much as he can there. Look at how much he's hugging the inside part of turn 3 there, because that is the beauty about turn 3. You have so many different lines there. In car 96 there, loving the more of the hugging the inside part of the curve there. Good stuff indeed. There's Martin Brother who say like hugging your favourite granny there in the curve there of turn 3. Lovely stuff indeed. That as a goodness me, it's chilly 14 degrees outside there. Oh my word there. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to get me old fleece on in a minute, don't I? As the Pillars is not going to be. It's never too cold at all. He's hot on fire. Pillars is, and of course he's on a rich run of form in his career at the moment now. He's 8th in the World Championship, but of course, as we mentioned, he has missed a couple of races this season, hasn't he, there? But I think that if he didn't miss those couple of races, he would be very much on very much high up in the World Championship. Lovely shot here from the roller coaster in the Oda Ferris wheel there. Good stuff indeed. That now coming into 15 and 16. And of course, that turn 15, then one of the most frustrating turns on all of the calendar, in my opinion. Now into 17 and 18. There's the Haas car in the background. That is Milan there, or is it Tango? It's one of those two because they both drive the Haas team. Pillars out of the final turn. Pillars goes faster. Here comes Milan, and there's the benchmark for Pillars. Sorry, for Milan, and he goes fastest by a tenth of a second there. What about German there? Out of front turn there. German goes third fastest there. And that's the sort of the time runner so far. But then Tango comes across the line. He is fourth fastest there. Both Ferraris are getting very close to the back of each other. I wonder if they had a bit of slipstreaming and tow in there. Well, Emerson's gone second fast at the moment. And Troy has now started his lap as well. Pitt good 17 so the top five. Liam has gone sixth fast as well. And look, Ferrari are towing themselves as well. So Emerson is now giving Troy a tow into turn number 2 then. So good stuff. I do love a bit of teamwork. That really gets me. It really gets me blood pumping. I do enjoy teamwork because it's quite unusual in Formula One and the world of sim racing, in the world of esports, in F1 online racing, isn't there, or whatever we like to call this. It's very unusual there, isn't it? Because a lot of drivers are out for themselves, and they don't really care too much about the constructors, do they? Which is a pity now, because I'm very much concerned about the constructors, because I am a constructors world champion of ALR. That was a very smart thing of Troy there. You notice that he straightened up the car, didn't he, coming out of turn 6 or 7. I get so confused around here. But he straightened up the car there, didn't he? And when he straightened up the car there, I think that helped him to not invalidate the lap. And once again, Emerson there is doing a beautiful job there, towing his teammate down the back straight. That is great. That is great teamwork indeed. Teamwork makes the dream work. Lovely stuff. Out of 14 as well then for Troy. As we said, that Troy's on a very long scoreless streak. He hasn't scored now in 10 Grand Prix in ALR Gold, has he? And that is quite disappointing there for the man of his talents. Of course, he is the Silver World Champion. Here's Troy out of the final turn then, and he goes 6th fastest. Troy does that good stuff. Here comes Danger Times then in the Williams car. Of course, as we mentioned, he won the opening race of this of the Formula 1 2021 season of ALR, and he goes full fast. As Danger Times is very much in the mix tonight, isn't he? Goodness me. Scott is out on track as well, and so Scott's gone for the alternative strike there. Nigel going wide there as well. I thought that would have been a tracking validation there for Nigel, but he got away with it quite nicely indeed then. Oh my gosh, as he almost done the Sloth there, because I think Slothfoot crashed out by doing something very similar. Luckily, he got away with it. And down the back straight as well. Cyrus said we wasn't saying anything good on this. Yellow flag in sector 1 is the Williams and Danger Times just crawling back to the pits. 5 in the second sector there for Nigel, so that's around the ballpark of Liam and Troy. So he should so at the moment then, if he doesn't improve his time too much on this lap, he will slot in between 7th and 8th fastest on the grid then. But it's great to see Nigel very much on a rich run of form again, isn't it? Good stuff indeed there for Nigel. Now into the final couple of corners as well for Nigel, and now flings it into turn 18, accelerates out of it, beautifully done indeed there. Nigel goes 8th fastest there, and he does slot in 4 thousandths of a second, separates Troy and Nigel. Whoa, nip and tug, I bet. Here comes Scott then. He's on a 32.9 in the first sector there. He runs a bit wide indeed there. I've got to say, that curb on the outside then, it's one of those very sly curbs indeed, isn't there? Where where you don't expect any problems there, but if you get on the power, you're going to go off quite heavily there, as unfortunately Sloth can attest to. And Sloth is not going to be very happy with me, as I think that I'm being very unpopular on the stream tonight, and on the broadcast tonight. As I think I'm off Jonathan Cox's Christmas card list. I'm probably going to be off Sloth as well, as I keep reminding him of his incident earlier on in the session now. There's Sloth just goodness me there, and going quite close to the outside end. Sloth is Scott, who's been very quick, hasn't he, in this in the last couple of races, especially there, and in this session as well, in this qualifying session out the final turn. He goes fastest out by 2/10 of a second. Scott does great stuff indeed there for Charlie Scott. He hasn't been on pole position this season, has he, Scott? So this will be his first pole position of the season. This will be his second pole position of his career, if I'm not very much mistaken. I am not indeed then. So good stuff indeed there for Scott. Scott is going for a second pole position there, and he's been very unlucky not to win a race as well, hasn't he? So I'm not going to boldly predict anything, actually, as I felt that I was going down a black hole there, and that's something I do not want to go down. German, who's second in the World Championship at the moment there, he is 3 spots away from his championship rival Emerson, and German there slightly out of the party at the moment there, isn't he? Let's see what he can do in the second in the other McLaren now then. So he is about to wind up and start this lap then, as his teammate comes in to the pits, and Emerson currently third fastest on the track then, and here comes German across London and on board there with the man who's second in the World Championship. 8 Grand Prix wins to his career now for German there, becoming a very successful gold ALR racer, isn't he? He's had 4 Grand Prix wins last season, 4 Grand Prix wins this season as well. He's the first man ever, and I think he's the only man ever in ALR at the moment there to win in gold, silver and bronze, so that's a very good accolade indeed, isn't it? A lovely stuff indeed there. Of course, the other man who's not too far away from that accolade, I think it's actually Murphy. I was thinking the other night about Troy, and I think that Troy might be quite close to that as well, actually, because I'm sure he won in bronze, didn't he? When he was a super sub for bronze, wasn't he? A couple of races before signing on permanently in the silver category for Troy then, so I'm going to have a look at that, aren't I? But yes, Murphy and Troy, but Murphy is I definitely know he's winning all 3 and 2 of the 3 categories. I think that Murphy, German there has had a squirrel, and unfortunately that is going to lose an abundance amount of time down this back straight, because the amount of time then that you're not on the accelerator. Yeah, German is killing it a day. You're just going to lose, but you're just going to scrub the speed off, and you're going down that back straight, and unfortunately that is exactly what German has done there, and he luckily for German though, he has come out quite early on. This is quite a longer lap around here. We're doing 90-second laps, haven't we there? So it's not the it's one of the longer laps in terms of time there. So German is going to have to go around again there. So we're going to stick with the man who's second in the World Championship. As I said, that he's 2 points away from this. And he's going to start off his lap now, and they're just flying back as Gunnar is there's too many G's in my life, isn't there? Goodness gracious me. Gunnar in the comments are saying I'm laughing because all the places I've crashed through the years, it'd be easier to point out where I didn't crash there. Goodness gracious me, of course. But I think that remember that you have to find the limit, you have to go over the limit, and German does it. German? Oh, he has gone over the limit. German has Gunnar's also gone over the limit a couple of times as well, of course. That's it. If you don't crash, then you have not gone over the limit there. But unfortunately, German did not want to go over the limit that time around, did he? And he is invalidated. So I'm just going to watch Liam then. Now, 90 seconds ago in this qualifying session, lovely shot here from the Mercedes head. And I was reading on the old Instagram the other day then. I'm starting to get really cool with the old social media malarkey stuff. So it take me like 20 odd years. But I was reading on the old social media malarkey that Petronas might be, or Petronas, Petronas, however you want to say it. Murray Walker used to say Petronas, said, I think, and that's where I've got that from, so I believe everything that Murray Walker says, so I'm going to call it the Petronas. But yeah, the Petronas then, Petronas, was, is for, of course, the title sponsor for Mercedes. They might not be title sponsor of Mercedes next season, which, that's going to be very interesting, isn't it? Milan's also invalidated this time as well. A lot of mistakes then for some of the drivers in this qualifying free session then, because there's a bit of a pressure cooker, and German is only going to start the highest of 6 on the grid here tonight then, and goodness me, it's not where you start, it's where you finish there, but that is not what the McLaren driver wants, is it? So he's not going to be too happy with that. Liam, yeah, who's been doing a lot of harvesting on this lap, and there's a Haas in front of him there, and I think that's Milan who's now going for the bottom of the chair as well. So we're going to stick with Tango for the minute, because I think Tango's the only driver who's still on a bona fide lap here at the moment, isn't he? Still a legend Gunnar lap there from Sirius Rusher as well. Of course, also another Haas driver as well. Sirius Rusher is there, but Sirius Rusher not a fan of this car, is he? There, Sirius Rusher is there. I must say I like it more than the grey car than the Haas car used to have. My favourite Haas car is, of course, the beautiful black and gold Haas car. I absolutely love that car. It's a shame that it was owned by a guy by William Story, or aka Bad Santa, which I heard some people on the interweb say. Gertman then is done in qualifying, so the highest he's going to be is 6 tonight then. Unfortunately then for Gertman, but as we mentioned then, of course, you don't get points in qualifying, you get points in the race. Whether you need to get points in qualifying or not, it remains to be seen. The other Haas car of Milan is in major peril because he invalidated his time. Now that's not good at all, but his teammate across the line, he goes 5th fastest, Tango does. Great time indeed there for the Haas car, but yeah, that's a major problem there for Milan, and so he is not going to be on pole position tonight then. So it's between Scott, it's between Emerson, it's between Pillars, Danger Times, Troy, Nigel, and this man here, Liam, yeah, for pole position and for the Russian Grand Prix. And now just coming in to turn 13 and 14 as well. Serious Rush saying, Charlie, change your name back then. Serious Rush and get the old hashtag on the go there. And that's going to be trending before the end of the night, I'm sure. Serious Rush are also saying, and Gurman don't mind in the races. Don't mind in the races where he don't mind because in the races where he's strongest as well. And so I've completely butchered a Serious Russian's comment there. And Liam, yeah, finds 0.2 of a second on the track there, but it's not enough. Emerson across the line, he's invalidated. Emerson outside. That's not going to go. And Pillars are on pole position there for the Russian Grand Prix. My golly gosh, someone was spinning there. I think it was the second Ferrari. Danger Time has gone far fast. It was Troy who's gone off the circuit, and Nigel's invalidated this time. And Scott is not got pole position today because his teammate has snatched it from under his nose there, very much in the death here in qualifying. And it's Pillars who's on pole position for the 4th time this season. He is on mighty fine form. Pillars is in qualifying trim, isn't he? Now, technically, his teammate Scott does have a better chance of winning the World Championship at this stage of proceedings because Pillars is 90 points off the championship lead. His teammate is only 58 points off that. How is that going to play out? Is Pillars going to play the team game tonight then, or is he? Of course, we still got 7 rounds to go. To this, nowhere near finish the championship, isn't it? But it's going to be a added. It's going to be a added incentive here, isn't it? But it's an Alfa Romeo 1-2 then, of course. This is one of the teams out that are really starting to come on song lately, aren't they? And once again, then Alfa Romeo then completes row 1 indeed. And we haven't had a 1-2 in any of the categories of VLR this season. We were still waiting for a 1-2 this season. We haven't had anything at all. Look at that. Scott, 4800 a second away from Pillars. And it's an Alfa Romeo 1-2. Danger Times is in 3rd position. A great qualifying from Danger Times. Great to see him back up there as well. Milan in 4th position. He unfortunately made a mistake on both his laps there. Emerson down in 5th position with Tango in 6th there. Gurman is directly behind his championship rival in 7th position there. Troy in 8th position. Great to see him back up there as well, as with Nigel and Liam here. Completes the top 10 then. Serious Rush is saying, I heard Petronas are concentrating on MotoGP then. Best Haas is a crashed Haas from Serious Russia as well. Golly gosh, as long as you're not in it, Serious Russia, that's all that matters there, isn't it, really? Serious Russia, not a fan of the Haas car, is he? We've also got Gunnar saying, "I'll drink a vodka to that mushroom." And Serious Russian salute, a lovely top 10 though. It is indeed, isn't it? That's an absolutely beautiful top 10 indeed. Right then, as we now go on to the start of the race itself. Then, of course, this Russian Grand Prix then is a challenge, isn't it? It's a test for man and machine, isn't it? I think it's 28 laps around here, isn't it? Or is it 26? Oh gosh, I should have done my homework, shouldn't I? Really. Look, there's a lap counter in the top of the screen. Then, oh, you guys have got it so good these days, aren't you? When I first started watching F1, that we didn't have a lap counter at all. We had to wait for the classical grey and blue and yellow and white graphics to come over the bottom of the screen to say how many laps were remaining and all that kind of stuff. But of course, I think the first time they ever had that lap counter was on F1 Digital, wasn't it? If anyone was interested in that, I think F1 Digital was launched in 2002. Didn't it was a Sky channel, wasn't it? But you have to pay for it, but you can then choose. What camera angles to watch and things like that. I only ever watched F1 Digital once, and that was when damn Coronation Street pushed the qualifying session for the Canadian Grand Prix or something like that. I can't remember what it was. It was something. What was it? I don't know, because Coronation Street anyone on Sunday? I have no idea. On a Saturday, I don't know, but there's something that can't. There's something. This was back when there was only 5 channels on the old TV, but I'm sure that Canada, the Canadian qualifying session wasn't being shown on TV, so I decided to go and use the older F1 Digital there, which was good. I think I had Damon Hill commentating back in 2002. I can't remember who the other commentator was there, but yes, I definitely did prefer the ITV coverage, mainly because I'm a big old fan of Martin Brundle. I think he's a great commentator, Martin Brundle. So I've missed him actually since he hasn't been a part of the old Sky Sports coverage as of late. Then, thankfully, Serious Russian has helped me out there. 28 laps, I think, then, or close anyway. Liam D there saying good luck, Gold as well. Good luck, everyone. Here's to a clean race then with a lovely margarita there. Great stuff indeed. Young Tommy saying good luck indeed there. As we've also got Young Tommy saying come on, Sloffy. Right, let's go for the grid, shall we? So, an Alfa Romeo 1-2. Are they going to be playing games? Are they going to help each other out then? Remember, Scott is only 58 points away of the championship lead, and that is not too much in the world of Formula 1 these days. But his Pillar's on pole position for the 4th time this season, and of his career as well. He's in a rich run of form in qualifying. Scott there, who's only got 1 pole position. I thought he was going to get his 2nd pole position of his career, but that was not the case then. Danger Times, who won his first Grand Prix back in Bahrain about 12 races ago, and is on the 2nd row with Milan in 4th position there. Emerson in 5th, then the championship leader with Tango in 6th position. 7th position is Germany. He's directly behind his championship rival with Troy in 8th position in the 2nd Ferrari. The 2nd McLaren of Nigel in 9th position with Liam Yeh in 10th position. Soft runners then in the top 10 is Troy, Emerson and Danger Times. Murphy in 11th position there. Cowie in 12th. Jonathan in 13th position with William in 14th. Sloth and Cartboy, both Alpha Taris on row 8 on the soft tyres. 17th position is Mr. Elite, soft tyres as well. 18th position is Dynamo Dan, the beautiful white liveried Red Bull. Lynx on his first ever race here in ALR in 19th position. Gamer is 20th on the grid then. 20 cars, Russian Grand Prix. And it's 27 laps. So both me and Sarah's Mushroom and Rob, thank goodness gracious me. We call ourselves F1 fans. And oh my goodness gracious me. Right then, Gamer lines up 20th on the grid then. Right then, here we go then, the red lights are on then. And here we go then for the start of the Russian Grand Prix. It is lights out, but no one's home yet then. But now the revs are on then. It's a drive-through pound. Both McLarens have gone away too early. And it's lights out. And look, there is Nigel trying to sneak through. German has gone too early. And Danger Times has gone in. It's right up behind them pillars as well. As Scott's had the pole in start, and he's dropped right down to 7th position. Oh, contact! There's contact in between the pillars. And Danger Times is a mess. It's a mess. And it's a terrible there, and there's cars all over the show here. Oh dear, oh dear. And Pillars he's got major damage. He's limping. Pillars is limping here. Both Ferraris and look at it, they stream through turn 5 and the Aston Martin. I think that who's that? That's Milan, who's dropped right to the back of the field as well. Oh dear, a lot of the major pretenders in the championship have had some issues there. Pillars has dropped down the order. German and Nigel have gone too quickly, and they have both got drive-through penalties there. And German, who's 2nd in the world championship, this is a major blow. Murphy is up 5 positions. He's into 6th position there. Emerson there is in 4th position there as well. As Danger Times, I think, as Dynamo Dan is out of the Grand Prix. He has gone off in a big way, and it's a virtual safety car, and that's a very unusual place. And Dynamo Dan out of the Grand Prix, and that is not good at all for the Red Bull team. Virtual safety car at the moment there. Oh dear, no, if this virtual safety car is out for quite a long time. Gamer's gone from 20th to 8th in the matter of a couple of corners here. And my golly gosh, that. And a Gamer, that's a fantastic start for the Aston Martin driver. And Carboy up 9 positions. Well, it's a terrible start. It's a terrible start for us. Both McLarens are going to be using the virtual safety car to go in the pits. Tango, I think, is the de facto leader here with Emerson in 2nd position. Troy is over the 3rd then. Both McLarens are taking their drive-through penalties then. This is an appalling start. A terrible start then for both McLaren drivers. A terrible start for Pillars and for Danger Times as well. Both colliding and going down before they even got to turn 1. And Emerson there, of course, he won this race last season. Emerson did there, and he's now going for the lead. He's going up the inside. He's going for it. He's having a look there, but Tango is trying to slam the door shut, but Emerson's already got his toe in there, and he's on the outside, but Tango's got the inside as well. Emerson is going for it, but look at this. He has to feel back in there. There's Troy also in the action as well. Both Ferraris doing a great job. He's on the outside. Troy and Tango's forcing him up there, out there. As politely as possible, Tango is there. We got Charlie Scott, who's having a appalling start. Both Alfa Romeos had started on the front row. One is in 7th position. The other one is still trying to repairing the car there, and not good at all there, is it? There for Jonathan's in the pits as well. So Jonathan Liam, also coming in the pits, and along with Danger Times and Pillars. Both McLarens have served their drive-through penalties then. And now let's go to the tyre strategy show as well. Emerson is now feeding out. He's alongside Tango then. As Emerson there is on the soft tyres. Remember, Tango is going for the alternative strategy then. Not many people, well, I say the alternative strategy then. Not many people have started on the soft tyres. Emerson up the inside track position then, and now we've gone from an Alfa Romeo 1-2 to possibly a Ferrari 1-2 then, as Murphy is now in the 4th position. Loving the new liveried Red Bull there, isn't he? Murphy doing a great job indeed. Sloth has got past William and now up into 8th position as well. Good stuff indeed then. My golly gosh, then. So this is absolutely worked out to perfection there for the championship leader. My goodness gracious me then. Alpha on turn lap 3 completed. Lap 2 completed. Look at the gap then. It's 4/10 of a second, and Emerson leads from Tango from Troy, and then we've got Murphy in 4th position, Carboy in 5th. Cowie set an absolutely blistering time there in the Alpha, in the Alpine car. DRS has now been enabled. Look at this as we've got Slipstream as well. Murphy's up the inside. There's contact there, and Murphy is spun there. Oh my goodness me now. And unfortunately, that was a very unusual. I think that might have been a mistake there for Murphy potentially. That's very unusual. And Troy as now look at that Ferrari. It's gone for an Alfa Romeo 1-2, then to a Ferrari 1-2 in a twinkling of an eye here. And my goodness me, and Tango's down to look up the inside there, but not quite at the moment. Carboy in 4th position. Gamers now in the 5th position. My goodness me, Charlie Scott down into 6th. I'm not even sure what happened to Scott. He just didn't get away, did he? Off the start line here. And that is such a shame. Now Link's on his debut as well. He's up to 9. Fantastic stuff indeed there from Link said. Major stuff there. Ferrari leads. Ferrari 2nd and Haas in 3rd position. And we're on board with the Aston Martin of Gamer, who I don't think he even turned the wheel, did he, in qualifying? My goodness me, he's turning a lot of wheels now. He's up into 5th. Magnificent stuff indeed there. Murphy there making a very unusual error there going down turn 1. So I think he might have misjudged his braking point then. And out the inside, Gamer's on the inside. He's on the medium tires, of course, but Carboy is having none of it there. Carboy had a miserable qualifying, but goodness me, you don't score points in qualifying. Stoff is up the inside, Calvin, they look there, but not quite. As Scott there is just jumping about a bit slightly there. Scott is there on the old, I think he's got the old, probably the old Wi-Fi there at the moment there, so hopefully that doesn't transpire to be anything too major here. Lap 3 of the race that has been completed then. So remember, now we've got DRS, and no one is out of DRS yet, but Emerson is now starting to scamper away slightly in the foreground there. So he's going to do his best Sebastian Vettel impression now, as he wants to break the DRS here in this race then, because he doesn't want the DRS to be, he doesn't want his teammate to get the DRS, does he? But I would say that Ferrari are such a good team unit, I would say, in qualifying. They're the only team there that really do help there. Oh, it's Murphy and Milan there. I always struggle with drivers that have the same letter of their name then. Same letter of their first name. I know that is always that Milan is going on the outside there. Milan, of course, there, who's quite high up as well. But Murphy and Milan there. Goodness me, there's so many white cars in F1 these days there. But Murphy has the inside into turn 5. But look at this then. And now Milan there is having none of it there. Murphy dropped down to 12th position now, but he's going for the old switcheroo. Murphy's back on the inside, slinging it on the inside there. Murphy is having none of that, but Milan is back on the I think Milan there using a bit of the car park there to get himself back into 11th position. Good speed. So is Mr. Elite as well. A lovely use of the old painted run-off tarmac there. And just going back to the front then is that Sloth there. But I think Scott is now right underneath the gearbox of Gamer as well, going in to look at this. No one is scampering away at the moment. They're in a bit of a DRS trainer, and now Murphy's got past Milan. Oh my goodness me, this is getting personal here. They missed the battle of the white cars. Oh, Milan are getting very robust there and getting past Murphy. Murphy's in major trouble. Oh, it's a mislead, giving a bit of a tap at the reel there. Oh my word there, but my gosh there, but their battle note has really dropped them off this battle here, and now everyone in the top 10 is in a DRS train now, isn't it? I love it. Look at this, and oh my golly gosh, then all the top 10 runners there. Lionel Stern then, and that just shows that you have to be in the DRS train, don't you? Because if you don't get the DRS, then you're going to struggle then. So then the drivers then had drive for penalty. German is now 9 seconds off the pace. 9 seconds off Mr. Elite. Then Nigel's just a second back from his teammate as well. Murphy has got past, and oh, contact! There's contact between the two cars, and but Milan there's having another. Oh my goodness gracious me! This is getting aggressive. I love it. Oh, amazing stuff. The gloves are off in here in Russia at the moment. I hope Milan got damaged there. Links has dropped down to 10th position now. Cowie has just snuck past as well. What's happening in the background there? So Milan there has gone very wide. I'm not sure if Milan's got damaged then as he tapped the back of the Red Bull there. Lovely shot here, but I don't want to see a tree. That's what I want to see. Now I think there's Milan. Hopefully, I think Murphy will be hoping to see the back. As Cowie has dropped a second off as well. And Cowie's struggling at the moment now. Lovely helmet design, by the way, from Cowie. Absolutely love that. Great stuff indeed then. We're getting a couple of these gaps now starting to form now. So Troy is about 0.2 of a second away from losing out to the DRS then, and now flying in to turn 13 and 14. And as oh my gosh, look at how much they just bunch up here, of course, and they just reel each other in then. So of course they're on lap 5 in this race, and a very safety car so far. So we got a lot of drivers, and it's going to be hoping for some kind of safety car because they're well out of position at the moment. Then, and Liam, Pillars, Jonathan, and Danger Times. Then unfortunately, Pillars and Danger Time. I'm not sure what you guys made of it at home then, but it did look a bit suspect in there. So that is such a shame indeed that for both drivers that quite hit the sharp end of the field as well. But at the moment Milan is coming to pit, so he has got damage as well. So Milan, unfortunately, there's a lot of drivers that are going to be very unhappy with that. And look at this, it's the medium tires are starting to come into their own now. Tango's coming into his own now, but he's wrong foot himself, and a Carboy's going to sneak up and under. What about Gamer? Gamer's in there as well, and he is also through. A rubbish camera angle there. That's oh gosh, there we got another rubbish camera angle as well. Oh, we know he's in Carboy's into third. He's on the podium now. Good stuff there, but we've still got another 20 odd laps to go in this race. And Milan is in the pits. Oh my gosh, and Tango's siren on the inside. There's a pinch point. Oh goodness me, Gamer's off the circuit there. My goodness me, good job. There's a lot of space on the exit. Oh my gosh, this is chaos. And somehow Scott's up in the fourth. I don't know where he is. He's over in the fourth position now. Scott is great stuff. Oh, look at this. Oh my goodness me, and Gamer's off the circuit there, and he has gone up in the air there. I'm sure that's damaged the car in somewhere or another there. The wing looks okay. He's going to be a lucky bunny if the car is still in one piece. My gosh, he was launched into the air. And here's William then. William is he's standing up in the seat of this Williams car at the moment, doing a great job there. Jonathan's got a 3-second penalty. That's the first. Oh no, and there's banging wheels and it's a Tango who started off this lap looking at third position and looking at second position. Now he's going to finish off this lap down in sixth position. That's how close it is then. One mistake then, and it all goes up peak tongue then, and Scott is in trouble. What's happening to Scott? Scott? Oh no, Scott is in major power. The Alfa Romeo team is having a nightmare race today, and what is going on with Scott then as he comes into the pits? And that's such a shame now for Scott then, back at this battle here then. And now Carboy is up in the second position. He gets past Troy, and there he is. And so now we got a Ferrari, Alpha Tauri, Liam at the inside. No, sorry, Linux up the inside. Goodness gracious me there. And now Gamer then, who I don't know how he's got no damage. The Aston Martin is still going, and he's on the outside. Yellow flag in one. As what has happened in one then is Sloth. Oh no, Sloth is down the order then. Sloth is having a superb race, but he's come a cropper somewhere, and he's dropped down the order. Murphy is back in the action as well after his ultimate fighting battle with Milani. Is now up into the eighth position. There's a lot of drivers having a pretty difficult start to this Russian Grand Prix. We have got Scott has got a 3-second penalty as well. Scott is now down in 17th position. Pillar's down in the 15th position. Milan in 18th position. German, Danger Times, and Nigel also down in out of the top 10 as well. And goodness me, this is quite an interesting battle. Tango's now dropped down the order. So as soon as I take my eyes off the action there, we've seen something else happen. Tango is struggling up there now, isn't he? It's the soft tires are starting to run away slightly. Carboy, who's having an absolute superlative race up there, but look, Emerson's now 2 seconds in front. Sorry, a second and a half in front of Carboy, so he's going to have no DRS threat then. Troy up into a superb third position as well. Lovely stuff indeed there. Coming into the final turn as well. So the soft tires, and when are they going to come into the pits? I hear you ask them. So is into the pits. You got yellow. German's in trouble. German is in trouble, and the McLaren is in major trouble here. And German there, and he's having another unscheduled stop here. He had a drive-through penalty there, and now he's in the pits. And Tango dropping down the order as well, because Linux on his debut has now moved himself up in to fifth position there. He's flying through the field. Is he in the Mercedes? That's great. That's great driving here from Linux there, and absolutely great stuff indeed. Of course, he's subbing in tonight for Total Peace, who unfortunately can't race here tonight. Linux is now in fifth position there, and oh my goodness me, and what is going on here? Just Gamer's having a look there. Oh, Gamer's into the back there. Gamer's having a superb race tonight then, but he's got to say that Aston Martin is getting absolutely brutalised out there, to say the very least then. But I'll just take a breather there, because I am absolutely I got to say, I've been working hard in the opening 8 laps here in gold. Fantastic. Only one retirement so far. Dono and Dan out of the race, and after the opening lap there, we've had drive-through penalties for both McLarens there. Both Alfa Romeos have come a cropper. Danger Times and Pillars came to blows, and William is up in his superb third position. My goodness gracious me, now William is flying through the field, having an absolute superlative Grand Prix today. So this is of course, William in his debut, in his ALR debut, of course, was in Belgium back in season 2 there. He stormed to pole position that day, didn't he? And my goodness, me there. But so far, this is his best performance in ALR, in my humble opinion. He's been superb, hasn't he? Really just picked and choose his opportunities, and he has done a superlative job indeed there. Scott is now on the inside of Jonathan. There he goes, and he's up into 40 minutes now, a second behind his teammate then, as both alpha males then from 1-2 there down into 14 position as well. And here comes the DRS train once again. And Troy having a look then, and look, as Linux having a look. Link's having a look there. Goodness me. Of course, it's the deodorant branch on the deodorant brand there. On board of Murphy then, of course, I think Murphy did have a couple of issues when he spun with when he was trying to overtake Troy earlier on then. But look, Murphy's got some speed there because he's now back up behind where he was before that. Before that innocuous spin there for Murphy. Troy is dropping down into fifth position now, isn't he? Soft tires, are they going off here? Or is well, whatever the case may be, Video is the highest medium runner at the moment. And of course, they will swap onto the softer, they will swap onto the faster tire later on in this race. And that curve there at turn 7 is quite brutal, isn't it? And Troy is struggling to keep the car in a straight line. Now Gamer is also back in the action as well. And let's see what he can do then. It's great to see actually the silver drivers of Gamer and Troy having a superb race. Like they've had I think the Gamers had a good season in a gold. Troy started off well, but it's just got a bit wrong, hasn't it? Oh, and look, and Troy is like, oh gosh, our Gamer's just stuck for as well. Magnificent ultimate opportunist. Our Gamer is fantastic indeed there. As his old silver foe then, he's seen a gap, he went for it, major stuff indeed there, fantastic. And he is now up in at 2 and into the pits. There comes Troy. Troy is starting with tires, I think he may be then, so he's the first of the top runners to come in the pits, and I think for a scheduled stop here. So we'll see how that one goes then. Link said is now going to be giving William a course focusing, and William is out of the DRS range, and here comes Lynx as well. Lynx is flying up into third position. This is his debut tonight for Lynx there. My goodness me, he is doing a superb job there. Oh gosh, actually he didn't qualify, he was down in 19th position there. Troy then, who's gone to the medium tire, so that is Troy's one and only stop then, and he is going to come out he's going to come out in traffic actually. He's going to be behind the Alfa Romeo team and Jonathan by the looks then. So Troy maybe that pit stop for Troy there, that's going to hurt him, I think, now, because if you want to go for the undercut there, he would like to have had a clear track and go for some qualifying laps, but that is not good at all, is it there? Now Lynx is the highest runner on the medium compound tyres. He is going to be loving that, and Tango having a superb race along with Gamers. There's a lot of drivers out there who have an absolutely barnstorming Grand Prix. It's really good stuff indeed. Driving today's going to be hard to talk about tonight. But Emerson leads then. I think I gotta say, Emerson's going to be absolutely delighted with this race so far. There's all his championship protagonists there have really come a cropper, haven't they? Drive through penalty for Gurman. We've had Scott dropping down the order as well. Scott and an appalling start. I think that I always talk about Emerson and his qualifying performance. Maybe his weakest element of his gaming skill, but I think that Scott has had a couple of bad starts there, and that's quite imperative as a Grand Prix driver, that you need to get good starts into the pits. There comes the soft runners. Lynx on his debut now leads the Grand Prix with Vilio in second position, Tango in third. Gamer is now in the fourth position with Murphy in fifth. And so the Ferrari mechanics then going to work. Then Emerson dropping down to ninth position there as Carboy also coming into the pits as well. Where are they going to come out there? Remember that if they can get out in front of that gaggle of cars of Danger Time, Scott and Pillars, Emerson and Carboy may be laughing at this stage then, because they will be going for the undercut. Jonathan's got a 3-second penalty at the moment. There's a penalty that's starting to rack up around here. But yes, Emerson, I think that this is a crucial part of the race because Emerson, I think, has got out in front. He has got out in front then. Or has he? No, because Danger Times is just stuck up in front there. But that is quite important in this race there. So Emerson is out into is out in 10th position there. He's got to get past Danger Times. Well, Troy has not made any progress on Pillars and Scott in front of him. That may cost Troy a bit then, as he might have been going for the undercut on this one, but unfortunately that's not the case at all, is it? We're just now watching Scott has got past Carboy there. That's surprising. Of course, Scott is of course on the soft tires, so maybe not surprising at all actually, is that? Yeah, I think that's quite lovely stuff. That's not what Carboy wants there, because he's second in the race at the moment now. So Lynx and William. Oh no, William is out of the Grand Prix. Oh goodness me, and it's a safety car here. It's a big smash for for the Williams driver. And William, who's having a superlative Grand Prix. Lap 11, he's out of the race there. And William can't catch a break, can he, this season? And he is going to be absolutely... Oh, he's going to be devastated, isn't he? Right, pit stop action then. Lynx is in the pit set. And, oh, goodness me, it's the Mercedes. Oh, no, I thought the Mercedes were quite close together there. So there's this guy. Oh, lovely stuff indeed there from the Mercedes. How did they get him out in front of that Red Bull? I have no idea. Tango in the pits as well. All going, and Tango's onto the hard tyres here. Lynx is going to the soft tyres. Gamer's on the hard tyres as well. What about Murphy? He's on the medium here, Murphy is there. Soft is on the medium tyres as well. Mr. Lee going to the medium tyres. Where's Emerson going to come on then? Emerson's going to retake the lead of the Grand Prix then because... that time. Oh, is he? Look at this then. Lynx is going to be out in front of Emerson there. And yes, indeed he is. And so Emerson is down in second position here. And Tango in third. Carboy in fourth. Gamer in fifth. Troy in sixth. Murphy in seventh. And we've now got a lot of pit stop strategies. Soft in eighth position. Mr. Lee in ninth. Nigel in 10th. Danger times 11th. Scott in 12th position there. William is going to be furious at that then. As I think that Pillars has had to queue beyond his teammate. And of course, it's been a red round, hasn't it, in the last couple of events there. Soft tires for Danger times for Scott for soft tires for Danger times for Cox, Pillars, and Liam. Yeah, everyone else onto the medium tires. The soft tires going to get to the end from there. Oh God, that's great to me. We heard about the we did hear about the tires in the chat there, do we? In the of course in the comments area that the tires are just they don't wear out much around here, do they? So maybe the soft tires will get to the end from here then. But I've got to say they might have to be old twinkle toes to say the very least. Then right then, let's quickly go through the comments, shall we? I don't think there's any point actually, is that really? Because I'm so far beyond the comments. I don't think I've read them out in the first 12 laps, which isn't very good, is it? But let's go through them anyway, nonetheless. Hello to everyone who's joined us. Right, good evening to you, one and all then as well. Of course, I think I was talking about the I've gone right back to the beginning here, but as apparently that was not a Martini, it was it was a bit of vodka actually, so there we go, which I should have got that really, because of course we are in Russia after, weren't we? So we've got the lovely Aston Martin safety car at the moment. Aston Martin having a cracking drive out at the moment, really good stuff indeed. That as Serge Mercedes is getting sighted now, and Serge Mercedes gutted about Sloth there, so that's such a shame indeed. Then of course as Kat saying, go Ferrari, good stuff indeed there, good luck there. Becca saying, ooh, up the Aston Martin there. Emerson just doesn't need to take risks then, but unfortunately Emerson now down into, we've got some, Gamers in the pits. Gamers is in the pits, and why is Gamers in the pits? Oh goodness me, then Gamers on a superb race then, unless he is changing strategy here, Gamers, but either way then, he was in a superb position here. He's in the pits now, Aston Martin getting ready. I think he's made I think he thinks he's made a tyre mistake here, and he is on the soft tyres now. Gamer is a multiple Grand Prix winner in soft there, and now then and he's come back out now. So Gamer, that's a strategical call then for the 5-time Grand Prix winner of silver then, as he comes back out now. Then Gamer does that, and away he goes in the Aston Martin. Let's see how that one goes then. But yeah, that strategy, Gamer thinks he's made a strategy mistake there. Tango has stayed on the hard tyres, has Nigel as well. Everyone else is on the medium or the soft compound tyres. Lynx then, who is on the soft tyres there, has got out in front of Emerson there. So Emerson will have a pace disadvantage there because he is on the harder tyre at the moment compared to Lynx. However, the advantage might switch back around then, but we'll find out anyway. I'm trying to catch up with the comments there, but I think I've completely missed the story or two. I'm trying to work out what's going on. So Lynx leads, Emerson second there. Tango in third position there. Soft, medium, hard tires there in the top three. Good stuff indeed there. Carboy in fourth position and Troy in fifth there. Unfortunately, this safety car has really hurt Troy and Carboy. It was actually second and third before these pit stops started to materialise in this race. This is good news though for the likes of Scott, Danger Times, Nottingham, and Pillars potentially, and Gurman as well, who have all had a pretty disappointing start to the race then. 3 second penalties then for Sloth, for Mr. Elite, for just Scott, Pillars and Gurman. 6 seconds for Jonathan Lamona. Hopefully that may hurt him there. Hopefully it don't then, but but Jonathan there might be a bit on the back foot then. So then let's get back racing, shall we then? There's 18 cars remaining and William out of the race, and I'm quite devastated for William now because he's having a tough old season and he's really shown some class today, but unfortunately to finish the race first you must finish there, unfortunately, and that's a shame indeed then. So when is Linux going to go then? Remember, I keep saying Linux, so I think that's my IT hat coming out, isn't it? So when is Linux going to go then, of course then? So at the moment he is leading the race, and this is his first ever Grand Prix in ALR, and he's doing a magnificent job indeed. I think he started 19th on the grid there. Now he's leading this race then as well. It's been a chaotic opening, a couple of laps as well, and now he accelerates away there. As Terrace Merchant believes that Gamer's done the right thing then, and Nigel should dump those hard tyres there. We're back racing it, and Lynx has had a perfect start then, and that's an absolutely beautiful start, and it's a very calm start actually, goodness me. I was expecting it to be a bit more dramatic than that, and it's like Murphy is now alongside Troy, and Murphy is up in the 5th position there. That time he is through there, as unfortunately I think, it's Troy there almost in the same car as Murphy there. Goodness gracious me, that he had such a good he catapulted off turn at 2B quite nicely there, didn't he? Good stuff indeed. And Troy there having a look then, but Sloth trying to go back on the inside Monday. Mr. Elite then, who is in 8th position, doing a great job, Mr. Elite as well. Sloth having a look then. Troy, who's done 3 laps on these medium tyres. He's the first of the drivers to pit, wasn't he? Troy was that, as we got penalties starting to rain in, and of course that is because of the dirty air effect from the car in front. Then the dirty air is going to cause understeer, isn't it? Cowie jumped down to 16th position there. German is now up into 15th. So German there, of course, it's really been fighting an uphill battle after that performance, after that incredible performance there in the Italian Grand Prix a week ago for German. He has really been, oh goodness me, Scott keeps jumping in front of us here as Nigel, who's on the hard tyres there, as Serious Russian reckons that oh my gosh, we got 3 cars here. We got both the Alfa Romeo set, and look at this, and there's a Nigel there on the outside, then there's Pillars has the inside now, there he goes then, and up into 12th position there, and then Jonathan's on, look, oh goodness me, Jonathan on there, oh contact, oh goodness me, bish bash bosh there, oh my word there, and now we've got also German and Milan joining this battle as well. Nigel on the hard tyres, and I think that Serious Russian's absolutely right. The hard tyres are not performing too well around this race circuit at the moment. So it's on board with the British Italian driver, and Nigel has just gone onto the inside there. So Jonathan's gone on the outside as well, and we're now going wheel to wheel. We've also got the Alfa Romeo drivers there going side by side. Pillars now up in the 10th position there, and look, Milan's on the inside there. Milan there, goodness me, trying to strike whilst the iron's hot then. Oh, the kettle's hot, is it? I think it is, isn't it? And Milan on the outside, incredible. Look right, there's Milan there. Oh, he's up the inside, passes Jonathan, and away he goes then. Good stuff indeed there from Milan then. Nigel, who's on the hard tyres, and look at this, he's lost a second and a half in the opening exchange of this to the Alfa Romeo drivers there. Nigel then, unfortunately, the wrong strategy call is really hurting him now, isn't it? And I think it's going to be hurting Tango as well. Of course, Milan's teammate, Tango in a solid third position there, but I think that the hard tyres is not the way to go. They're not far enough at the moment, are they? Which is such a shame now. Which is such a shame for oh goodness me, there's Nigel there, get a bit squirrely on the old curb there, and now Milan is right underneath the gearbox of the McLaren driver, so oh goodness me, oh gosh, look how hot it is here in Sochi tonight, brilliant, isn't it? And he's on the outside, then Milan is Nigel getting a good old squeeze there, but Milan is not taking no for an answer as he's at the inside and passes the McLaren driver. Oh, and Nigel's been forced off the circuit there, and his teammate German, oh contact, and now German's hurt. Yellow flag in free, what's occurring in free? I think, oh, we got a wingless Mercedes there. It's Liam, who's at the back of the field. He has got no wing at all now, unfortunately, and Liam, is limping back to the pits there. What a shame there. And we have got, oh goodness me, now we got Mr. Lee, who's just been passed by Danger Times, who's come back through the field nicely. Tango's now lost his third position, and look, they're all over the back of Tango. Murphy is through as well. He is through, and he is up into 4th position. Murphy is a great performance indeed there from Daniel Murphy then. And look, but Tango's trying to come back in, but I don't think he has the tools in his arsenal here tonight. And look, and now he's just running wide, and that's it, the understeer on those hard tyres. They're just not in the right window here for Tango. He has lost 3 positions in the matter of 2 corners there. Tango is what a shame. And we got problems in the there's a yellow flag. It's the Mercedes of Liam. It looks like he's stuck, so that's not good at all, is it? Nigel's dropped down to 17th position. He's dropped all the way down. We've got his yellow safety car then. So what is going on then with Oh my gosh, and look, yes, and Liam, yeah, is on the pit straight here, and he has been disqualified. What's going on there then for Liam, yeah? Whatever the case may be, I think he was meant to come, yeah, he has been in the pits, and I think that he's, for some reason, he has just been parked on the pit straight, and that's caused a safety car, an unusual safety car, and this may help the hard runners of Tango, and Nigel, that is very unusual indeed then, goodness gracious me. So that is such a shame then indeed then. So let's see what this is going to bring then in terms of the action. Is anyone going to come to the pits? And of course, track position, how important is it around here? It doesn't look too important, does it? There is the drive. And Murphy is coming into the pits now. So I think the Murphy is, yes indeed he is. So Murphy is coming into the pits on the Red Bull. We've also got a car behind us, the Tango as well. Yeah, I think the Tango is a no-brainer, isn't it, for Tango, unfortunately. Yeah, that pit stop mistake there has really hurt him, and this is now bringing it back into proceedings then. Pillars and Scotland with 10 laps to go in this race then. So the Alfa Romeo drivers who ran a pretty nightmare race here are now back into 8th and 9th position. Milan in 10th, Murphy on the soft tyres along with Tango, Jonathan on softs as well, with German on softs. Cowie on softs and medium tyres for Nigel here. I wonder if, and he's also got no wing either, Nigel hasn't there, so he changes it then, as we know, go back out then. Yes, indeed, Codemasters Masterclass there, Becca saying there. We have also got a bug there from Cavalry, so serious pressure. Thanks, Codemasters, very cool indeed then. When does the Masterclass kick in, Becca? It's a Liam return on track, shocking behaviour for that bit. Indeed it is, isn't it? So absolutely shameful behaviour there for Liam, yeah. In all seriousness, I think that Liam is going to be kicking. Is not going to be too happy with that at all. I'm sure he had no wing there, so I definitely think he came in the pits there, and it just went a bit peak tongue there, which is not good at all then. We're also saying go on Linux. Linux can win the second, the Champions League for PBE. Absolutely incredible driver. Come on McLaren to recover us at some points as well. Of course, then as Liam saying, I didn't retire there. Of course, as no, unfortunately, he was I think he was disqualified for parking in a dangerous location. Was he, Liam? Yeah, I don't think Liam chose the park there, did he? But unfortunately, Codemasters thought it was a beautiful opportunity for Liam to park there, or maybe they thought it was begin the race again. I do not know, but that's our third retirement in this race. We've lost William, we've lost Dynamo Dan, and we've lost Liam. Yeah, then out of the Grand Prix, unfortunately. Then so technical gremlins out for Liam. Yeah, Dynamo Dan's after session there is good stuff to get saying here as well. Is good stuff. As I'm just now watching Links here. I keep saying Linux, I need to stop it. We're just watching Links here then. As every time I say Links, and I think is it a cat of some kind? I think it is, isn't it? Here comes my David Attenborough knowledge, then is it? So I'm very au fait with the old wildlife and all that kind of stuff. But I must say then, I think that the only links I know is the stuff I'm spreading. I've seen a lot of the Africa comments in the old chat, what I call that Links Africa. I think that what's the purple one? I'm not sure what the purple one is, but I really like that one there. I do enjoy the old purple links. I'm going to have to get a bit of the deodorant after this race then, because I am a sweaty Betty in this one. As I've got to say, I've been sweaty since the get-go in this one. As Liam has left the session there, he is. I think that Liam is probably going to be quite furious at that then, because of what's gone on there. So that is such a shame. Luckily, Wilson has saved my bacon. It's Lynx is a mix between a leopard and a lion then, so it's not a big cat then. Well, actually, it is a big cat, it's not, I suppose then. But there we go. Anyway, I do love cats. They're cool stuff indeed. That's basically my meme game all over, really, is I do love a good cat. Right then, here we go then. So we're going to get back racing, I think, in the next couple of laps. So is the Aston Martin safety car is out at the moment. We're just on board the Mercedes driver of Lynx, who is doing a superlative job. Remember, this is Davey tonight for Lynx. He started 19th on the grid. He's in the Grand Prix at the moment. He is on soft tyres, so those soft tyres are going to get to the end then. He's done 6 laps on those soft tyres. Emerson should get to the end on those medium tyres, as should Cartboy and Troy and Sloth. Danger Time's on the same strategy along with Pillars as well, and Gamer as well. And so all those drivers might be a bit nervous, or I would be a bit nervous. They probably aren't nervous at all because they know exactly what it is. And also excited as the purple one. Thank you very much, Jake Wilson. He's on form tonight, Jake Wilson. I've never been on form, to be honest, because I speak absolute boulder dash for most of these streams then. But there we go. It's also Oh, safety car's in there. So let's get back racing, shall we then, for the Russian Grand Prix. Hopefully 10 laps without a safety car. This race has been very good then. But I've got to say, there's a lot of heartbreak that's gone on in this race, hasn't there, from a sporting context. Of course, German there and Nigel jumping the start, and both McLarens are looking strong in qualifying. Both Alfa Romeos are looking so good indeed then, but it's all gone peak tongue then. Links is what I get for Christmas from everyone. Hater. That's what I get as well. That's from Service Russian, by the way. That's what I get as well, because I think that people are just calling me smelly or something. I don't know. I get quite offended by that. Then Becca said that Jake's arrived then with the old Wikipedia. Then nothing wrong with a bit of Wikipedia, I must say. That got me through college. We're back racing. Here it is, and lap 19 of the Russian Grand Prix. Links leads. The second is Emerson now. Third position is Carboy. Emerson's had a pretty difficult start there, but it looks of things, because look, Carboy's all over his rear posterior here, and there's no DRS just yet. Then so Carboy's also got the inside. Emerson has covered it nicely indeed. Then and good stuff indeed there for Emerson. So Emerson really probably wants to attack, but he's had to go on the defensive here. Emerson is an incredible stat, by the way. Emerson's only won 1 Grand Prix so far this season. 2 Grand Prix this season. Emerson has there. It's quite surprising stat indeed then for the man who's dominated the championship for the last 1.5 seasons. Pillars up the inside, past Mr. Elite. Then Mr. Elite probably didn't want that safety car, did he? And Sky's up the inside as well. Sky's been spun around there, and I think that was very opportunist there from Scott, but unfortunately he's a bit too far back in this Ginger's opinion. I'm not sure if that was the case or not, but he felt like he was too far back. Mr. Lee, who is carrying on anyway then in the the Alpine car. It even says it on the car there, so there we go. Goodness gracious me there. Ayrton says that I'm surprised I don't like the Lynx chocolate. Well, I used to love the Lynx chocolate actually, but yeah, I do like the Excite. I love the oak purple. Absolutely beautiful stuff indeed then. But yeah, chocolate used to be nice then. But I do smell chocolate a lot then, really, so it doesn't really matter if I have the Lynx chocolate on or what. I just eat chocolate constantly. So Milan is now back up to 9th position. Let's get back on the racing, shall we then? Goodness me, I don't want to hear about let's stop talking about my personal body odour, but I've certainly got a lot of it at the moment. Emerson is now 7/10 of a second away from the race leader. Carboy in 3rd position there. Oh goodness me, we've got a bit of grass cutting there from Mr. Elite, and we've got the DRS will be available at the end of this lap on lap 21 out of 27 there, but I don't think we need DRS there from Milan there. He's alongside Mr. Elite. He passes him. Murphy is also trying to come back through the field as well. Murphy there, who's on soft tires. He is the highest runner on the new soft tires. He's only done 2 laps on those soft tires there, so Murphy is the man with a plan, I think then. Later on then, Jonathan dropping down into 14th position. Oh, he's back up into 14th position. German on the outside. Great manoeuvre there from German. Oh my goodness me. Albeit he was off the track then, so I'm not sure of how bona fide that overtake is, but no, Jonathan is not having any of it there. But unfortunately, he's going to have to wave the white flag on that one there. Talking of white flags, here comes Murphy in his white car, his white Red Bull. Oh, Gamer spun the car then. Oh no, goodness me then. 2-1 don't go there, does it? Well, it does go there, but they were squeezing each other there. And Gamer's magnificent race there. He's going to be quite disappointed with that. Now we got German, who's got past Tango. Tango's on a superb race as well at the beginning. And this has been a race of 2 halves, hasn't it, really? Where George on a superb first half of the race, on a bit of a nightmare second half of the race, and Tango down in the 30th position. Where's Cowie? I thought he was on the outside there. He's been run almost off the road there. But Cowie in at 14th position there. Nigel now in 15th and on medium tires, and Scott down into the back into 16th position. A nightmare race then for Scott there. Link still leads him, but Emerson's now coming back element. As the soft tires start to run out of give, and can Emerson get his 3rd Grand Prix win of the season then? As he comes across the line then, and here he goes then, Emerson is, and here he goes, and he's on DRS, and Emerson comes across and he takes the lead of the Russian Grand Prix then, and that is a good overtaking lead. Emerson hasn't won a race since the Austrian Grand Prix back in round 7. So Emerson there takes the lead then. Murphy has got past, who's he got past? Mr. Elite. He has got past Mr. Elite, and German's got past Jonathan. So Jonathan down in 12th position as well then. There is a lot of penalties to go then. All good to be Jonathan right underneath the rear gearbox there of German, but unfortunately he was no dice set. Slothman in now in 6th position there. Then Danger Times back him in the 5th. And Danger Times had a very good recovery drive here after him and Pillars came together on the before he even got to turn 2 there, unfortunately. Then so both drivers are not giving each other much space then, which is a bit of a shame then, really, as this race could have been quite fruitful for both drivers there. But it's been a bit of an uphill struggle there. Troy is having a superb race at the moment. He's my star of the show. However, I didn't want to say that too loud because it goes a bit wrong when I start to give anyone any compliments. Where's Gurman's up into? Oh, Mr. Lee down into 10th, down into 11th position there. Jonathan having a look there. He's going to be going on the AstroTurf there. Jonathan is there, and he's not going to get much grip out there, is he? Unfortunately, because it's been a beautiful day, hasn't it, here in Russia tonight? Absolutely lovely stuff indeed. So we're not going to get any water in the AstroTurf tonight, my good sirs. It's been absolutely fine weather, hasn't it? Indeed. The Murphy now back up in the 9th position. Yellow flag in free. Scott is around. Scott is around there. Gurman set the fast on the race. I think the Murphy did. Then it flew back into the and then it went back. Then Gurman pinched it away from it almost instantly. And look, Danger Times now past Troy as well. Troy now up into down into 5th position there because Danger Times is now up into 4th position. Now in a flying race here. But look, Troy is coming back at him on the outside into turn 3. Of course, this was where the overtake of the season was voted for back in a bronze back in season 1 or 2, wasn't it? I think it was Beck on Ayrton. Absolutely fine overtake indeed, was it? Jonathan is now up into 12th position. No, he's up into 11th. No, he's 12th position now. Mr. Lee is marginally ahead. Jonathan, no, is not having any of it. He's back in. He's in the 11th position. This is not for any points yet. The points position goes from 1st to 10th there, and you get a bonus point then for fast up, and it don't matter where you finish. And in the real world of Formula 1, you can only get that bonus point. Pillars is in trouble. Pillars is in major trouble. He's lost the hold of the wing there for the Alfa Romeo, and Pillars there, oh goodness me, he is down into 15th position now. It's a terrible day for the Alfa Romeo after what transpired to be a fantastic stuff. Oh, goodness me. That is a shame indeed. Oh, Mr. Lee had to back out there because Tango was coming through like a freight train, wasn't he? Good awareness there from Mr. Lee. Fantastic. I would not have seen that in. If I had like a time machine. That was incredible reactions there from Mr. Lee. Good stuff indeed there. However, he has dropped down the order, and now we've got Cowie and Nigel all over the gearbox of Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee, unfortunately, the race is rattling for Mr. Lee. Jonathan is now in the points set after Pillars is coming into the pits. A nightmare day for the Alfa Romeo team. Unfortunately, that is such a shame indeed. Then now we got Cowie going up into 12th position there. Mr. Lee in 13th, and we got Nigel. He's going for it. He's having a look then into turn number 2. It is indeed then, and yeah, there's Pillars into the pits, and what a shame now. Emerson leads the Grand Prix then. As I mentioned, he hasn't won a Grand Prix since the Austrian Grand Prix in round 7 there, but this could not come at a better time at all for Emerson. That is going to be absolutely beautiful stuff indeed there for Emerson. He just needs to keep going in, but he does have Lynx behind him. A debutant tonight there. Lynx is not in a championship battle at this moment in time in ALR, is he? So he's out there just for the driving pleasure, isn't he? There, Lynx is tonight, and I must say, oh, Troy's got a 3-second penalty. He's gone wide as well. Oh my goodness me! And that is going to be a major problem for Troy then, as he's going to have to start to gap some of the cars behind him. But some of the cars behind him are on very new soft tyres, and the likes of Murphy and Gurman and Jonathan. So that could be perilous. Jonathan has got past Gurman there. Murphy on a look on the inside of Sloth. No dice at the moment there for Murphy. Is that Sloth getting a bit squirrely on the old rear as well? Back on board with Murphy. Thank goodness me. Murphy's been a star of the stream today, hasn't he? Fantastic stuff indeed there. He's been all over this one, hasn't he? Oh, great stuff indeed there. Pillars got a 3-second penalty. Unfortunately, it's not going too well, is it? Unfortunately for Pillars, I think that's going to be a lot of frustration there out of the Alfa Romeo then, and I think that today Scott, this has really damaged Scott's championship aspirations there. I'd say he definitely has a chance there, because anything can happen in Grand Prix racing, and it usually does. Danger Times has got past. Oh, Murphy now for it's going to be the same issue that we had earlier on this race. I'm going to this one because, oh my goodness me, because look, there is a car boy, and look at this. And now Danger Times on soft tyres. Oh gosh there, and oh my goodness me, and then Danger Times are skating off the circuit. Oh my word, that was getting very perilous, wasn't it? Danger Times now up into third positions. Gurman getting penalties as well. It's unusual to see a lot of penalties in ALR these days, isn't it? On this game, and I think the drivers have been very impressive with the lack of penalties, but unfortunately today we've got quite a few, which is very unusual to say the least, isn't it? Soloff is in 6th position at the moment. Murphy, who's in 7th. Murphy would like we would like him to get up the the order a bit higher than this, and he is effectively in 5th position tonight, isn't he, there, Murphy? But I think he would like to get a bit higher up than that if he possibly can. Carboy in 4th position, a superb drive from Carboy. Danger Times in 3rd, great drive from Danger Times as well. And this is the kind of drives that Danger Times did last season. We haven't seen too much of Danger Times as well. Brilliant performance. Troy is off the circuit. Troy is in major problem there. What is all unraveling for the Ferrari driver? The second Ferrari is in major trouble. What's happening to Troy? He's done 13 laps on the medium tires. Does it stretch the medium tires too much here? I'm surprised though, because I didn't expect much tire wear. Oh, well, I say didn't expect much tire wear. I basically read the comments there and went for that one basically. But Troy is in major peril now, isn't he? Luckily the drivers behind do have penalties as well, apart from Tango. As Carboy, as Danger Times is now up into a very fine 2nd position there. Links down to 3rd, then Murphy is all contact there into Dom now, and Milan there, and once again Milan in the wrong place at the wrong time there, and Carboy's magnificent race there is gone to diddly squat there, and Milan, that happened to him a couple of races ago as well, didn't it? I can't know what race happened to him now. Was it Belgium or something? I don't know. But he came around the corner and he just was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And unfortunately, that is really hurting Cowie in a superb run of form tonight. Cowie has had. Of course, Cowie down in at 19th position in the World Championship. This is going to get him out of the relegation zone if he stays there. Nigel's got past his teammate and moved himself into 10th in the second into the McLaren as well. Good stuff. Gamer's now in the 14th position. And so a couple of drivers that are now starting to make their way back from the field. They're back on board. Murphy is now into a net 4th position. And can he get on the podium here with 3 laps to go? That's a bit of a stretch there, but Lynx is on 12 laps over medium tires, and oh gosh, there's a daddy long list that is just flown in here, which I'm a bit concerned by. I don't really like daddy long legs. I don't like spiders or anything with big long legs. Ooh, gosh. Anyway, let me just there we go, much better. Right, hopefully he hasn't seen me. Emerson is on lap 26 out of 27 here. He is 2 seconds in front of Danger Times in 2nd, and I think the Danger Times soft tyres are starting to drop slightly then into the... Oh my gosh, what's going on here is that Jonathan and Gurman are coming to the pits very late on there. There's some issues there for these two drivers there, and Gurman's miserable race then is... I think this is kind of concluded with Gurman's miserable race then. Sloth is just dropped down to 5th position there. Troy in 6th there. This is, can Troy come hang on there and get his first point since the 2nd round of the World Championship there for Troy? He is down in 18th for the championship as well, so this is going to get Troy. I don't think that this will just get Troy out of the relegation zone. I don't think it will at the moment now. Actually, I don't think Cowie's going to get out of the relegation zone either at this moment either then, but I think this is great. This is a golden opportunity indeed there. It's just on board there. So it's worth saying, unusual. Watch bronze, Sean? Well, after the race in Italy, or trying to race bronze from my memory, the race in Italy was one of the worst races we've ever seen there. But hopefully just move on from that and forget about that one. I would hazard a guess that everyone has bad days, don't they? So yes, we just put it down to a bit of a bad day for everyone out there. But no, I think that my point was just in gold in general, because I think the gold in general, there hasn't been many penalties at all. And silver as well have been pretty impressive. Emerson there, 1.5 seconds in front of Danger Times. Danger Times has taken a couple of tenths out on the last few laps. Tango's got past Troy. Troy is struggling to hang on here. And look, Cowie, who's also battling with Troy as well, in 18th and 19th in the World Championship. And look, he is through. Cowie is through and over in 7th position. And this is a great drive from Cowie. Lovely stuff indeed. Tango's really recovered quite nicely indeed there. Nigel, look there. No dice at the moment there as we go into the turn at 17 and 18 as well there. Out of the final turn, and let's see what we can do there. We've got a play Tendo F1 there saying Danger Times for the win there. Danger Times is 2 seconds away at the moment there, and I think if Emerson makes a mistake then that potentially might happen then. Troy, who is may get a point here, but he's drummed down the order. Look, Cowie's having his 6th position. Magnificent stuff there from Cowie. He does have a penalty though, doesn't he? He has a 3-second penalty, Cowie. If he can get within 3 seconds of Sloth, he could actually get himself in front of Sloth. So let's see what Cowie can do. Sloth has done about 14 laps on those medium tyres, 15 laps for Emerson there, who elected not to come to pits there. Cartboy just on the outside of the points then, but he does. There's a couple of penalties in front of him as well. Gamer may be able to salvage a point as well, which was a superb race for Gamer in the opening couple of exchanges there. Disastrous day for Milan, for Pillars, Jonathan, Gurman and Scott, and Gamer as well, unfortunately, and Cartboy, because they were having superb races, weren't they? Right up until the second, right up until. Well, no, they weren't having good races at all, really, were they? It just went a bit wrong right from the get-go, unfortunately, for those drivers there. But but Gamer was a good race. It was a good race for Gamer in the first half, but unfortunately you just went a bit wrong there, which is such a shame, isn't it? Right, and here comes Emerson now. As I keep repeating, Emerson has not won a Grand Prix since the Austrian Grand Prix back in round 7, but this is a good time to win a Grand Prix for Emerson, because he is now going to extend his in the World Championship. Emerson wins the Russian Grand Prix. It's his second Russian Grand Prix win of his career. That is his 33rd Grand Prix win of his career in ALR as well. Magnificent stuff indeed there for Emerson there, as they all come across the line now. We got a couple of pounds as well. Links on his debut in second position. Murphy has ended up in third. How has that happened? Goodness me. I'm not sure. Danger Times has dropped down into 12th. I don't think that's the case. I think Danger Times is second, and third position is Links with fourth position Murphy there. So that's what I'm going to take from that. That'll be cruel, wasn't it? That would be cruel, wouldn't it? So Emerson, that's a performance that Emerson needed there. Brilliant stuff indeed. He wins the Russian Grand Prix, and as I mentioned, it's been a long time for Emerson now since he's won a Grand Prix. I think that's the longest that he's gone without a Grand Prix win, hasn't it? During the season, potentially anyway. It's a lovely helmet design there for Emerson. I think it's Terry Bootson's helmet personally. Links gets driver of the day, and no quarrels for me from 19th there to second. Really good stuff indeed there. So Emerson there is just walking onto the podium there. Lovely stuff indeed then. It's a good start, a good job for Ferrari. Kaz is saying as well, called Kaz, the COBALT driver for Ferrari is going to be very happy with the Scarlet car on top of the podium. So good stuff indeed there for Emerson. Third Grand Prix win of the season. Links, fantastic stuff indeed, as I mentioned. Driver of the day on his debut as well, and in third position today. Well, no, I think that it was Danger Times in second today, wasn't it? Emerson there won the Grand Prix. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Links in second today. No, Danger Times in second today. Links in third position. Murphy in fourth. Fifth position, Tango with Nigel in sixth, and good points for Nigel. Seventh position was Sloth. Cowie in eighth position. Troy gets his first point since the Spanish Grand Prix. So really good stuff indeed there for for Troy. Good stuff. When did I'm just taking a look to see when Cowie last got a point. No, he got a point in the Dutch Grand Prix. So good stuff there. Ninth position Troy, 10th position Cardboard Gamer just outside the point in the 11th position there. Mr. Lee in 12th position. 13th position is 12th position Scott. 13th position is Pillar Z, Jonathan Gurman and Milan. Then retirements there was Liam, who parked in a strange place there. Unfortunately, you can't park there, sir. William out of the race, and also Dynamo Dan out of the Grand Prix as well. As goodness gracious me. You got quite a lot of people there coming into Yoda Park tonight. Let me see who's actually jumped in the park, because I wasn't paying any attention at all. Let me take a look. Oh gosh, we got far from here. That's never a good sign, is it? Right, Emerson, that is your first Grand Prix win since the Austrian Grand Prix, which I've been repeating for the last hour, because that's shocking to me. But goodness me, you're back on top.
Yeah, it feels great to be back, to be honest. Yeah, it's been super hard this last couple races, since Austria, especially last week. I'd probably put it up there one of my worst races since starting in this league. But yeah, it's great to be back on the top, and I thought it was a great race, to be honest. I'd had some good battles with Tango at the beginning. It was a great race. I thought I really enjoyed it.
It was a tough one as well, I would say. Just going back to qualifying, and I think you was fifth on the grid in qualifying. What was going on there then? Did you was you just lacking the pace then, or won that pace around here tonight?
I've just been lacking the pace all season when it comes to one lap, to be honest. I've only had the one pole position this year back in France, and I just haven't really had the time to practice as much as I could of the last game. I think that's pretty much what it comes down to, as well as the handling model and just the game in general not really suiting me. I think I'm losing a lot of time with the front tyres, because I'm quite heavy on the fronts. I like to take a lot of speed into the corner. I don't really think it works too much on this game. So I think that's losing me the 2 or 3 attempts that I'm off of pole position a lot of the time. But I've kind of had to adapt and kind of do my best Dan Murphy, I think, and kind of make it happen in the race rather than qualifying, to be honest. And I think that's why pretty sure that's why I'm at the top of the championship, just scoring as many points as I can and maximise everything week in, week out.
And going to the race today, there's a couple of safety cars involved. You pitted under the first safety car. Was you tempted to come into the pits for the second safety car, or was track position the key today?
It wasn't even track position, to be honest. It was just the fact that the soft tyres were absolutely atrocious. In that first stint, I was just had so much front left overheating. I just the medium tyres just felt so much better. I could push on them every single lap, and I mean it was a bit lucky that the safety car came out when it did for me, because I could just take the medium tyres at the end, and the people on the mediums either had to go to the hards, which I don't think would have been a bad tyre. I personally think that maybe even mediums to hards or hards to mediums might actually be the better strategy around here because the softs are that bad. Well, that was with my setup anyway. I don't know if other people had similar experiences, but I mean, towards the end, Danger Times had quite a few. He was on the softs. He was gaining on me quite a little bit, but not enough to kind of scare me too much, I don't think. But yeah, it was a really great race. I think yeah, everyone did a pretty good job. Obviously, at the start there was all that shenanigans with the drive-through penalties and stuff. I was kind of licking my lips, especially when I saw German. But yeah, it was just a bit unlucky. But I've had my fair share of bad luck this season, and I think it was just time for a little bit to swing back my way again.
And talking of the World Championship, you're now 27 points-ish in front of Gerben. It keeps yo-yoing around because I'm sure it's 27 points not too long ago. Now we've got, so whatever happens in the race in Singapore in 2 weeks' time, by the way, not next week, that you will still be leading the championship. How does that change your psyche? Are you just a bit more relaxed about it, or are you still putting the pressure on yourself?
Um, it's a bit of a difficult one this season, I think, because I've kind of not really taken it as looking at the championship. I'm kind of every week just trying to think, right, get maximise the amount of points that I can get, and just okay, look, like this week, obviously German didn't score points and I got the win, so I'm just like, okay, well I've got the points now, but you're just trying to not think about it too much. I think that's the best way to do it. But I was helped out a lot today by Troy, to be honest. I've got to give him a bit of a shout out. He gave me the slipstream in quality and I tried to return it. And in the race, in the first stint, he did a hell of a good job to defend the guys behind him, which helped me get a bit of a gap. So yeah, I just wanted to give him a little bit of a shout out for great teamwork. To be honest, he's had, yeah, he hasn't had a fair share of luck this season. So I think he deserves a lot of credit for this win as well as just not just me.
Great stuff. Well, indeed, ever said a brilliant drive today. Fantastic. Let's go to the battle. I think you finished third today at Lynx. I've also discovered what a Lynx is. I thought it was just the Odra, but it's also a cross between some kind of lion and a cat. No, a lion and a cheetah. Anyway, no, leopard actually. But anyway, enough about that. What a drive today. Goodness me, you went from 19th on the grid to finish third today. So you almost completed the first challenge today and your first race today.
Yeah, it was a good race. I mean, I'm practicing no assist at the minute, and you know, I saw that I can reserve in here, so I decided to like give it a try. And I wanted to start last because I'm not sure what my pace was like, and I didn't want to like break too early and like ruin main drivers' races. So I started last, well, 19th, and I just made my way through the field, and my pace was actually decent. And I was first, and then the safety car came out. And I was going to go to the softs because I know the hards aren't good around here. Like, tyres around here are just bad. So I went to the softs and then, yeah, just doing my own pace really. Emerson was faster and then I'm not sure the guy who passed me for second. I'm not quite sure what his name was. But they passed me, but for learning no assists and just hopping in for some fun and learning it and getting a podium from 19th, it wasn't a bad result. And yeah, it was a good race.
How difficult is that first lap, though? Goodness gracious me. There were shenanigans all over the place. I got to say, yeah, it had to be like the Matrix, wasn't it? Where you're having to dodge here, there, and everywhere. How difficult was that opening lap?
I mean, yeah, what my mentality was on the formation lap was just to break early into turn one and just let everyone take each other out or just everyone go everywhere and I'll just try and get through some gaps. So when I think it was turn 3 or 4, there was like a massive crash as well. So and lucky ghosting was on, so I was able to just go through them. I think I was like 11th by lap 2. So yeah, just keeping it calm, keeping it like passive, not like going for dangerous moves on lap 1 paid off.
Did the safety car go against you today? Because I think you started on the medium tires and you had to go to soft, I believe. Was that going against you today? Maybe if it was the other way around, do you think you could have won today?
Um, I mean, I'm not sure if I would have won, because I'm not sure how close Emerson and the other guys on the like the front strap was. But yeah, the safety car didn't help because you know I was planning to go lap 16 to the end, but then the safety car came out lap 11, so it just made that soft stint a bit harder at the end because tyre wear was a bit bad. But yeah, no, I don't think I would have won because my pace isn't the best at the minute. But yeah, it was a good race anyway, and I'll take a podium from 19th. So yeah, it was good.
Really well done today. Absolutely fantastic debut for Lynx. Brilliant stuff indeed. We got Farf in here for some reason. Farf, did you want to say something?
Thanks.
Nope. Good. Right, that's it from Russia. That's it from Russia. Thank goodness for that. No, absolutely great day today, wasn't it? Emerson getting his first Grand Prix win since Austria. I can't believe that. That's incredible, isn't it? Emerson's back. Emerson extends it in the World Championship. It's now 27 points there for German, who had a day to forget. They need the McLaren driver, but we're back in action then for the. What's it tomorrow? Oh, silver tomorrow, isn't it? Cracking stuff indeed then. Young Tommy leads the way then. But it is going to get very, very interesting indeed then. Can the Alpha Tari, can anyone stop that team at the moment? Because they are absolutely on fire. See you tomorrow night then. Goodbye.